to be in the very first.
3, 2,
welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Where am I? I'm here. Why are you off? There. I swear, Nargles come in here every day, at least over the weekend, and just change everything there is to know about everything. Hope you guys are well. I am apparently a little out of practice. It's only been like a day. What the heck? I guess it's been a few days. I've been, how are you guys? Good to see you, Theseus. The Lyracuda. Hello, the Lyracuda. And poor Hannah. Poor Hannah. Stuck in the realm of cold, man. That's rough. It is. Cold is dangerous, man. It is. It's nothing to trifle with. I'm from Canada, and so therefore there is a, it's a bee? Oh, Barracuda. Oh, that's even better. Look at that. Cool. That's way better than Lyracuda, which I assumed had something to do with you staring at people that didn't want to be stared at, which is better. The Barracuda is way better. Yeah, dude, that's rough, man. Sorry to hear about that, Hannah. And like I said, cold is no joke. There are people every year when it gets cold like this, it's lethal for them. Like they can get in real trouble. Same with when it's hot in the summer, right? If there's not enough air conditioning or whatever, people get sick. There are young people and old people that get sick. So I hope you find that you've been out for a while now. How long did you say? 36 hours? That's really cold. How cold is it where you are? Is it super cold? Like as in like things are freezing and exploding cold? Or are we talking more along the lines of it is an annoyance, but not everything is falling apart? Sup? Second Grim Reaper. What is this stream? This stream is essentially, it's a community building stream. So I am here to build community of people that want to hang out together, that are looking for friends, looking for advice. My mission is to simply build community. I was a pastor I am a pastor, and for a really long time. I've been a nerd for an even longer amount of time. My hope is to be able to give advice and give help and play games and look at weird stuff and all kinds of community building things. Today we're going to be talking about TikTok brain rot, which came up in my YouTube feed, and I'm like, yeah, we should talk about that today because it's a hot topic at my house right now as we discuss what the heck, how bad is TikTok? Is it really? You can see the addictive nature for me anyway. Like I'm trying to fast shorts on YouTube, and I'm really struggling. It's like my brain is like requiring me to look at a couple. It's been a struggle, and so therefore let's talk about that. Why is that a big deal? Old pine tree fell on my aunt's power lines. Bummer. Limbs are falling off tree in our yard. One fell on my bedroom window. We had that in the backyard of our house. There was one tree that wasn't doing great, and then kids keep coming by and being like, we better cut that down. We better cut that down. And then eventually they did. But yeah, there's been plenty of wind and plenty of cold and plenty of all kinds of stuff to make life a little bit more miserable for everyone. Hey Jones, good to see you. 44 degrees in your house. That sounds very cold. I bet your cats aren't very happy about it either. Pre-proposed affected by the snowstorm. Yeah, no kidding, right? The snowstorm hit everywhere. Like it wasn't just one place. It was like all of North America got blasted by this cold. So there are a lot of people affected, especially people who weren't used to it. Like for us, like it's very snowy, it's very miserable, it's very cold, it's minus whatever outside. But we're used to it, right? Like we have winters on, we know how to plug in our cars, we have the ability to we got all the plows and everything to deal with it, so it's not a big deal. Like it's a pain, but it's not a big deal. But there are a lot of places it is a much bigger deal. Thank you for the congratulations award, Casket. I appreciate that. Yeah, and because it's so fluffy because it's so cold out. Well, hello Zach, good to see you. Speaking of cats, my cat keeps crawling into the corner. I don't want it to next to my electronics. Don't know what to do. Well, you're gonna need to put a wall up. You need a cardboard box over there to like keep her away from it. That's the best thing to do. Minus 12 in what is that in freedom units? Probably minus or plus. I don't know what it is. It's cold. We don't get snow, we get ice. Yeah, right. We've had a few ice storms up here, and those are no joke. Ice storms are crazy. The amount of damage that you can do with just like this kind of layers of water, you think it's not that big a deal. It's like a mist almost, but as it kind of sprinkles and then freezes and sprinkles, eventually it's just heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier until things start snapping. Yeah, 2.5 feet of snow. Apparently this is like a generational level weather event. Like it's not a insignificant thing. Like it's a big deal. Hello, Platonically. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching the Neurosama videos too. Yes, there you go. Put a snuggly spot somewhere that isn't your computer that's nice and warm, because that's why it wants there, right? Like your computer's putting off heat. Yep. Watching from Europe. Hope everybody gets through the snowstorm. I'm sure like it will happen. Spring is coming. The question is, how much damage is it doing, and how much of an excuse will this give for the less than scrupulous leaders to start saying and doing things that are not good for, you know, like, oh, we're gonna have to add more money to this, more money to that. You know, it's like, okay, but calm down. We'll get through it. Hello from Poland. Yeah, nice. Good to see you, Swarm. Glad you're here. Proper winter, 5 to 6 years of barely any winter. So we almost had a green Christmas a couple years ago, and then it dumped at kind of the last minute. But we get this all the time here, man. Like, it's crazy. Hello, Dreistermeister. We will, like, my brain, and I've stopped doing it. Like, for the first 10 years I lived here, I was like, oh, hey, it's warm. And it's like beginning of January. That's warm. It's nice. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, it hits minus a zillion and I'm resentful. Like, why is it so cold outside? And I've stopped doing that. I expect it now. It's coming. I just get it. It's going to be cold. Hello from Switzerland. Thank you. You're a cult. I mean, Swarm, right? Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. It's I've been inducted, so now I'm part of it. Hey there, silly Erwin. Good to see you. 20 degrees warmer in the house. That, well, at least you have the heater, like the heater, the, you know, the generator. You'd be toast without that. That'd keep you alive, man. I mean, yeah, we're in the middle of winter. Yeah, spring takes too long to arrive. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a couple months, but you know what? We'll get there. We'll get there. It'll be there. We'll be there. Today, the plan is what we're going to do. We're going to look through a video called What the Actual Science Says About Brain Rot. On this channel, if you're new here, let me give you a quick introduction to what I do. We do, on Mondays, we talk about maturity. It's Maturity Monday. We talk about anything from, you know, our mind, our body, our spirit, our relationships, you know, big deals that are life-changing stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about the science of brain rot, because that affects all of us. Anybody who's an internet person, you're an internet person because you're here, knows how addictive it is, and how you watch more than you want to watch, and all of a sudden, you know, like your brain is, you ever had that experience where you're kind of swiping through at night, you turn it off, and then you're like, why am I wide awake now? You know what I mean? Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. I don't know what that other alert was. I think it might be a YouTube alert. I should probably look into that. The yeah, so like that's your brain turning back on because it was in like passive mode. So what the heck? And so since we're all affected by it, let's talk about that. On Tuesdays, I talk about creator stuff, content creator news, content creator drama, content creator training. We do all kinds of stuff when it comes to trying to help people get better at content creation. Not from a technical perspective always, like, you know, as in like how to make OBS better, but from a philosophical perspective. Like, why do you do what you do? What's going on behind the scenes? How do you become better at it? What, you know, how do you get your schedule right? How are you able to decide who you're going to stream to, what you're going to stream, or what you're going to create, what you're going to draw, what music you're going to make? We talk about it from a philosophical point of view. I wrote a book about that. We do a class about that. We're starting the class up here in a few weeks for anybody who wants to come and is part of the Taco Discord. We'll be doing another class, so that'll be good. And then on Wednesdays, it's kind of a grab bag. We usually talk about, you know, mental health things, but I've been taking Thursdays off, which means we kind of bumped Wednesday to be Weird Wednesday, where we're gonna have look at weird pictures and play indie games and stuff. So yes, Science Says Weird Wednesday, exactly. So we're gonna be doing. That's what we're doing. I am the executive director of TACO, the Alliance for Creative Outreach, where we serve and take care of and help and resource and show love to content creators, Christian content creators who are, you know, they are often kind of left behind by the church and by friends and by family who they don't understand. We understand and we want to help. That's what we're all about. Instagram is great, and I am currently streaming on it, but at the same time, it's still shorts, right? Actually, I watched something. What did I see? It was interesting. What was it? Oh, that Instagram is just inundated with bots. They're actually putting out something to do with like trying to fool people into believing that a lot more of the people that are on there platform is real. I don't know, something to do with a map or something. It's like stealing something from Snapchat, and it's supposed to like kind of fool people into believing that the people are real, and they're not. They are, you know, it's Instagram. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why these content creator like platforms are so insistent on filling up their sites with garbage. You know what I mean? Like why would you take the time? Like, why would you design into your system that you don't have moderation, you let some robot do it, you create a bunch of garbage on there that nobody wants to see, you create users that don't exist, that talk to people who don't exist, that post content that isn't by anybody creative, and you create this thing. And I know the secret. All right, have a good nap. The reason is because they want to fool advertisers into believing they have people on their platform. That's the only reason. It's lying to advertisers. But those advertisers got to be getting smarter by now, right? They have to be able to see this thing and kind of go, none of your people are real. I think one of the nice things about Twitch, or live anyway, is you can tell what people are on. Like you can go there and be like, how many people are on? And you can look at it, right? Same reason potato chips exist. I mean, I'm not talking specifically about the shorts, right? Because shorts, yeah, you're right. They are very easily consumed and addictive and for many tasty. I mean, obviously there is some nefarious schemes there. Oh, thanks for the hype train. I appreciate that. With the AI trying to keep people addicted and trying to get all the rest of that stuff, but it's also like they have the potential to do so many positive things. I don't know, man. It's all about money. You learned recently with the AI thing how big a deal it is. Hello, Evanescent. For people like all these, how evil, how selfish corporations are as they try to replace their employees with AI, and then it screws up their entire everything, right? Oh, thanks so much. Like it's clearly it's clearly bad. Because you immediately saw all your employees as expendable, ditched them all, and then proceeded to like realize how bad that was and try to walk it back or make the AI better. Like you didn't even think about it. You immediately ditched humans. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm so sick of people doing dumb stuff just because money, you know? Not that big a deal. Money is not everything. It's helpful, but again, it's only a tool to do something. And chances are, if you're that evil and you have that many employees, you probably have enough money. So be nice. Monetization led to a proliferation of stupid posts and AI slop. Yeah, somebody said above. What did you say? The dead internet theory. Yeah, exactly. And it's so stupid. It's because people stupid and money. And like you're saying, monetization, right? We want more advertising. We want more people to believe we have a bigger platform, so we're going to pretend like any other, you know, creator who's buying fake views, and we want to make sure that we want people to feel engaged, so we're going to make pretend people to engage with people, and then we're going to have bots write all the news. I'm sure that won't be a problem, and then we're going to have bots read other bots so that they can create other news, and then I'm sure that won't be a problem. Like the word that is lacking, like the word is integrity. The idea of being a person or a company or a news agency or a platform of integrity that is staying by the original plan. Like Facebook, we're here to bring people together across, you know, interests and across, you know, like borders, so that you guys can know each other, what's going on, and, you know, share. Now you don't care about that. You know, Instagram, we want to celebrate artists and photography and people and show behind the scenes. Now they don't. Now it's just garbage. You know, like the TikTok was always evil. That started out evil by evil people who want to do evil. So that's that doesn't count. But like YouTube they recently said that they're going to be putting an AI slot machine into their shorts creator. Like, what are you thinking? How insulting is it to your content creators that you are willing to create an actual slot machine, slop with B, in the app that they're trying to build, be creative on, and that you're telling them that you support them as creators? It's talking out of both sides of your mouth, man. It really is. Yo, thank you very much. Thank you, Dreistermeister. That was very cool of you. I appreciate that a lot. Very, very awesome. Thank you for this. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hey, do you not like working? Of course you do. So I have AI do everything for you. I know. And I mean, and you're right. There is an assumption there that because when life is easier, life is better. And that is absolutely not true. You go ask anybody who has done anything of value that they believe is going to leave a legacy for themselves, that's going to do something that is going to change the world, or that they want to pass down to their kids, or that they want to tell people about. It's never anything easy. It's never. I ordered something from the store and it came to my house. Nobody tells that story. What they say is, look what I built. Look what I created. Look what I saved up for. Look what I practiced. That becomes something of value where people are actually like wanting to show. But do you think that we can convince these big corporations that that matters? I don't, whatever. I'm not going to go crazy. I really won't. I'm not here to rant. Heard Windows is losing market share at record rates. Well, they fired half their staff. They got rid of like all of the gaming staff and like half the other staff and got rid of the entire section so they can replace it with AI. That's gonna bite you in the butt, man. The bubble will burst and you guys will be screwed. And then you know who'll be in charge? Amazon of everything. You type of applications constantly making AI suggestions. Clippy 2.0. Clippy 2.0 is right. You're right. Swarm Strong started to make the Final Fantasy 14 community look sad. So the Swarm story is actually really cool. So as I've read so many of the comments, there have been 1,500 comments. And so I've read a lot of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. And they are, the Swarm a while back, they got an award for most involved community, right? And then they lost that award. And I don't know who said it. Somebody said, the least involved community, and they took that personally. And so they actually had kind of unofficially decided that they wanted to become a really positive, really involved community. Then the subathon happened, right? The recent subathon happened, and because of the subathon, it got into the news, and all of a sudden there was a ton of news agencies that were like, AI bot becomes most subscribed on Twitch, and nobody read past that. They all went down. They're like, "Oh, the world's falling apart. AI is evil. Neuro's evil. Evil's evil, and we all should be mad about that." And then immediately after, like really, really soon, I released my video. My video comes out, and then I get all these comments being like, "Thank you for being nice." Thank you for not slamming our thing that we like, because nobody looks further than AI is bad, therefore Neuro is bad. And so they were looking for someone. They just needed some encouragement, man. And I'm happy to provide it. And so yeah, I don't get who said that. Who said least dedicated fan base? I don't know who said it, because I couldn't find it. I could find it like most dedicated, but not least. 11% of all PCs in the world have switched away from. Yes, the Linux had a big update. Somebody wrote some version of Linux that actually worked really good for people who don't know how to run Linux, and I think that's going to be a big change. Once SteamOS comes out, Windows is toast. They'll be relegated to being only for industry. Everybody who's got a private a home PC is going to be switching to something else. Also, if they can afford a PC, because of the RAM shortage and the RAM crisis and all that stupid stuff where they're dumping it into AI so much so that nobody's going to have any PC. And that makes sense, because what do they want to sell? They want to run their own PC. They want to run a cloud platform that you have to pay for monthly, so that you can pay for every game that you want to play forever, right? That's the mission. That's the goal. They want to create something that you have to pay for forever. You will like it, or you will own nothing and like it, right? Hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Right, I bought a PC like a few months. Thank you for the hype. Like a few months ago, and then the RAM went like that, to the point where they're pulling RAM out of display PCs so that nobody steals them. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that, Drexel. Major corporations are switching to Linux, and yeah, exactly. Jim says the big lie about technology is for literally generations has been use this and it'll make your life easier and give you more time for important things, but often the important things die and technology lives and humans are hindered. Actually, it's like there's a human condition and it's silly. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the sub. A human condition where we take this time-saving device. Okay, here's the math, right? So say it takes me 5 hours to do a task. So I create a piece of technology that does it in an hour. A smart species would go, hey, I can now do 1 hour of work, get the same thing, and take 4 hours off, make the same amount of money, get more leisure. My life is better. No, what do humans do? They make 5 times the amount and work 5 times harder right next to that machine. That's a human problem. I should capitalize on this trying to make Neurosama badge ribbons that say least dedicated swarm, right? Yeah. You got to find them, though. I don't know where they hang out. But the least dedicated thing, we didn't win most dedicated fan base, so the swarm started memeing by saying, oh, is that I thought you won. Didn't you win? I thought it said you won. I thought for sure. Oh, so you didn't win the award, which switched you to saying you lost the most dedicated fan base, as in you didn't win. I thought you lost it, as in you had it before and now you don't have it. Okay, that makes more sense. They'll find it. Yeah, you're right, Jones. They will. I've never even heard of Doki Birds, so obviously they're not doing as good as the swarm is. Okay, shall we? I'm going to switch over to the thing we're going to be talking about today. You guys can keep asking questions. One of the things about this channel is that it is always an AMA.
A lab in Munich.
Shh, quiet. It's always an AMA. So to kind of talk about what I do, I have a bunch of degrees. I got 2, and I guess it's in the bunch. And I've written books. I've been doing this full time for 5 years now. I was a pastor for 16 years before that. Mental health issues, been suffered through abuse and a lot of difficulty, and also, I'm old, and so there I've been through some stuff. So if you have a question, you want to talk about something, anything from faith to life to advice to content creation to just stuff, the most important thing I do here is that I allow an opportunity for discussion. The content is just meant to either build discussion or give us something to do in between. Even the games, I will pause the game so we can talk, because talking is more important to me than playing or anything. That's what I'm here for. How do you find my use of the term auto assimilate? Yes, that was yeah, that is interesting. That was interesting, as in like it happens so fluidly that people do it to themselves. I like that. I like that a lot. We optimize too much, we'll turn into Wally, but we're sitting in the chairs. You're exactly right. We sitting in the getting nobody's legs will work anymore. So we're already bad enough. What was it? Sitting's the new smoking, isn't that what they said? Sitting's the new smoking, which is kind of code for where. Why won't you let me grab it? What the heck? Fine, I'll do it here. Can't stop me. All right. Where the internet is, you guys can still see me, right?
In 2022, a lab.
All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be. Forget it. That's what we're gonna watch. What the heck? Thank you for the hype train. That is extremely cool, you guys, to show up and drop a hype train in. Very neat, very cool way to start the week, and very exciting. All right, let's watch this, and then we're going to react to it. Oh, that's a cute little emote. Adorable. literally where I feel like AI is going. Like, we don't even make our own art or music anymore. There's an AI that plays video games. What are you going to do with your spare time? I saw a quote, and this is, I think, a few years old. Somebody said, like, I don't want AI to, how do you put it? I don't want AI to do my art and music so that I have more time to do my laundry. I want AI to do my laundry so I have more time to make art and music. And I get why AI blew up the way it is. It's because internet, right? Internet is based on image, video, text. So therefore, what is it going to be learning? Image, video, text. Therefore, and what do people want on the internet? Overwhelmingly, they want to watch videos. They want to look at whatever entertainment and read stuff. And so therefore where's the money in creating as much of that as possible to keep people's attention, right? Also, AI is amazing at amassing information and accumulating and then spitting out some kind of result. The most powerful thing that AI does is it tracks human behavior. That's why they're putting all their money into it, is because the Microsoft and Amazon and OpenAI and all these companies and NVIDIA, they all want not just to make AI products, they want to have basically the pulse of humanity to be able to use massive piles of technology and knowledge in order to create products or create events or create something that will hijack the human psyche in such a way that it's almost impossible to resist, right? So they're doing stuff like when you got the Meta headset on or whatever, it does eyeball tracking. And part of it says, it does eyeball tracking so that it can say rendering and all that stuff. But the Apple headset literally tracked what you'd look at. And it wasn't just because it wanted to make it easier for you. It was to actually track what you look at so that it can train its models on how to create websites and create games and create other things that hold your attention. It's like they're trying to create what's that kids channel that absolutely is brain rot for children. They're trying to create that, but for everybody, to make us continuously just want to stare at it because we can't help but do it. Like, just Soma for everyone. At least how we see when we have Vidal doing, and that's exactly it. Barracuda is you have people out there that are doing great things, right? There are people out there that are curing diseases with AI. There are people out there that are helping folks who can't speak or help all kinds of people that are doing awesome stuff with AI, and it's a very powerful tool. But as with all things, right, you can have a choice between either getting a job and working hard or selling bad things to people who are going to buy it because you're exploiting them. And there are a lot of people out there that would be more than happy to exploit the weak for their own benefit than do the work of helping the world. There are. And it's up to us, and that's why we're going to talk about this. It's up to us to have the knowledge and have the experience, to have the wariness to be able to go, oh, I'm being manipulated. Oh, I'm being, this is a tool that's being worked against me. I'm not just being entertained. There's something training my brain, and we have to be careful with that. And because they're not going to stop. The only one that's going to stop is us. Like, we got to unplug from the matrix. It's the only way that we're going to be able to survive. Stop, Mad Dog. Oh, what? Today's a bust. It's so early. Today's not even close to over yet. Based on internal projections, OpenAI is expected to continue to lose significant money. Yeah, I heard about that. 14 billion lost 2026, probably closed in 2027 because it costs $1 zillion to run and they're not making any money because nobody's paying for it. Like they have a product that costs $1 gazillion. They're charging $30 a month for, and nobody's using it. Nobody's using it. That's the weird part, right? They'll use it for memes. They'll use it for a spell checker. They'll use it as Google. But when it comes to the massive framework of what it's capable of, nobody knows how to use it, and nobody wants to. They're wary about it. And then the people that do use it and are using it for like their psychiatry or their being a friend or being a girlfriend or whatever, they're getting hurt by it. That's making the news, which will make people even more wary. It is, they approached it right at the beginning, as in, hey, we should do this kind of thing. We should take a look. We should do some stuff. like to see what happens. And then as soon as it started to become powerful, they just lost their minds. What's up, Eric? Well, yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. That's the secret to everything. Ads. Like EA. Was it EA or Epic? Was talking about putting ads in their games. Like when it's loading, here's watch an ad. It's just insane. People are stupid. So selfish. Okay. In 2022, a lab in Munich. Let's keep going here.
Did something that I've been wanting to see. They gave 60 people a cognitive test, then sent them away for a 10-minute break, and then tested them again. Now, the difference was the break. Some people just sat there, some scrolled on Twitter, some watched a normal YouTube video, and some went on TikTok. So whose brain changed during that time? This is one of the few experiments that I've been able to dig up that has actually tested the idea of brain rot. But the science is starting to catch up to the fact that short-form video feeds are everywhere, and almost all of the commentary says that they're making us dumber.
It's the Sora thing. Like it flashed Sora for a second. The Sora thing is wild because Sora 2, I actually was part of the Sora 2 beta program, and I was able to be on there, early and try some stuff. And it was very cool. And then it was dumb because all people did and all people have done is use it for either evil stuff, as in creating really insulting, horrible stuff about famous people in the past, or use it for memes and to make people look bad or to be something stupid, or create something, utterly pointless that just disappears in a second, or copy what everybody else is doing so that they can get more hearts and likes that mean nothing to them. And then it died. It died so fast. It went from, wow, this is amazing, and then getting the news, look how terrible it is, to nobody's even talking about it anymore. Why? Because it did nothing. It gave no value. No value was given to anybody except to OpenAI, who was able to train their model more.
Cannot physically bring myself to study.
I'm addicted too. We're all addicted to this. Oh no. It's horrible for you.
Oh, and we're giving kids just the attention span of a walnut.
This is awkward because we make shorts, and it has introduced us to a bunch of new viewers. If brain rot is real, then we might be part of the problem.
We? What do you mean we might be? Who's we? Who's we? That's like saying Sesame Street is part of the same problem that somebody said Ren and Stimpy earlier, right? Because it's on the same platform, because it's a half-hour show, because it uses fictional characters, right? Those are two completely different things. Nobody would look at Sesame Street or look at, do they even have Sesame Street anymore? Or look at any other program that has some kind of societal value, whether it be through drama or through art or through some kind of, point of discussion, or just highly creative. Versus garbage content like, reality program or something stupid and cheap, because of nobody, they aren't equated, right? We means, her, not just her, we as in all content creators. Yeah, but that's still too basic, man. Too basic. Is she good? Is she good? I just found her.
Do have a lot of skepticism whenever there's a claim that like some new thing is fundamentally changing the way that humans operate.
Yeah, apparently Socrates thought that writing was going to ruin our minds, and people worried about novels being addictive and the telegraph and all of that. Like on Howtown, we don't just take the conventional wisdom.
We're not running on vibes over here. We're trying to see if there's anything behind the vibes.
So I went hunting for evidence.
And they're dead on. Like every single piece of technology that's ever come out, someone has said it's going to either be used by the devil to destroy the world and bring about the apocalypse, or it's going to destroy humanity in another way. Like nothing good ever happened that was new is a lot of people just stance on the world. However, I think the big difference, the dang cinema, the TV, radio, yeah, pick a form of media. I think, to me anyway, the biggest difference between books and TikTok is the algorithm. That's the biggest difference. The big change happens when they were able to create a system that is able to read you back. Right? If I go to a library, the best that I can do is is wander around and look for a really cool cover, or ask the librarian what they recommend, or go to a book club and be like, what are you guys looking into? Or see a commercial or see something in the news. It's like, we should go read this one book, right? That's about the most effect I'm going to be had. If it becomes a movie, right? Okay, all right, maybe I'll go watch that movie. Maybe it'll make me read the book. However, shorts do something different. They read you back. So when you flip past something, it triggers something that says, nope, not that one. And when you stay and pause on something, it'll go, maybe more of that. And if you like something, it's like, well, definitely send more of that. And then it's designed to keep feeding you. Like, that's not what books do. Like, that is not what TV does. Like, TV, it's trying to make you happy, but ultimately it did have a way that kind of get feedback, because it would have, remember Sweeps Week a million years ago? Like, they definitely had ways that they would try to figure out what people liked, but it wasn't like immediate and individual and that powerful. That is the biggest difference. Here's go. Neil Postman actually did accuse Sesame Street of contributing to brain rot because of the format is short, ad-like videos that don't require attention span. I suppose, but at the same time, they're children. I mean, yes, but what does he want? A lecture? A half-hour lecture? Conroy's a fan. Okay, that's good.
We've heard about shrinking attention spans since the start of the smartphone era, but how can we measure those? And what are the studies saying about the video feeds specifically? After 10 minutes of swiping through shorts, do people really think any worse? First, I wanted to know what makes this new format different from the hours of television that people watch every day. And you can hear it in how the companies talk about their own product. See, last year, a bunch of private conversations between TikTok employees came to light after 14 US states investigated and sued the company.
This is multiple lawsuits coming from individual states' attorney generals, and the action...
1 second. I just realized that I've got a bunch of subs and I didn't eat any of the gummy bears. I'm supposed to. So I owe you guys 7 gummy bears. I will go and eat them while we watch. They are, with each sub comes a spicy gummy bear. That's what's supposed to happen. And I completely forgot. Sorry, it's Monday.
Alleges that TikTok exploits and harms young users.
The state attorneys had agreed to black out the confidential materials.
And I found the breadth of these redactions odd.
That's a local reporter named Sylvia Goodman. She discovered that the redactions in the Kentucky complaint had not been done correctly.
I copy and pasted it all out into a fresh document, and I could read all of those redactions. I'll be honest, my jaw was on the floor reading some of this.
The document showed TikTok employees openly grappling with the...
This is not the only time we've seen this. Hey, Clout, how you doing? Oh, it's so spicy! Did this recently happen with, it wasn't the Epstein files, it was something else, right? Where they forgot to do, they just kind of blacked it out, and then someone put it in Notepad and then brought it back. That happened just recently again. Hey, Godless Voice. Swarm member? Hey, good to see you. Welcome back. Or welcome here, I guess.
The potential harm of the bold glamour filter.
Bold glamour filter. This is without the filter.
They admitted that those screen time reminders were a good talking point, but not altogether effective. One sentence that really stood out to me came from an internal document titled Digital Wellbeing.
TikTok's success can largely be attributed to strong out-of-the-box personalization and automation, which limits user agency.
It's literally what I said, but with smarter words. They forgot to lock it down. But what was it? What was the thing recently? It was a government thing. Anyway, I can't remember. But this is what I said. The success, TikTok, as in Shorts' success, is attributed to the fact that it is very good at personalization and automation, as in it has a big machine that learns you, that makes sure it can keep your attention, not society's attention, not this area's attention, not this postal code's attention, but your attention, which limits user agency being the choice that you have to either stop or to to what you get to see. And you know that because it breaks you out of the spell every now and again. If you've ever been doing like a major shorts, like addictive push, you're there for like 3 hours. You'll notice that every once in a while, you'll flip up. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And it'll be like something completely bananas. That is totally not what you would ever watch, or it's by some creator who doesn't know what they're doing or whatever. And it's trying to learn. That's it trying to learn. It'd be like, it's almost like when your mom is feeding you dinner and then she knows what you like. She knows you like nugs and that you like mashed potatoes and, you know, and that's pretty much it, right? It's like you'll tolerate carrots if they have enough butter on them or whatever. And she's like, here, Brussels sprout, right? And that, the reason that she gave it to you is because it's good for you and she wants to know if she can make you eat it. However, TikTok is like, are you going to eat this because we can feed you more of this crap, right? Oh, well, thank you so much for watching it. And I so appreciate you watching the video there, CT. Algorithm designed to keep you well, and okay, so that's a outrage and urge. Okay, so that's a whole nother thing, right? One of the reasons I can't stomach TikTok is because it is immediately base. It is the most basic instinct. Like, here is sexual stuff. Here is rage bait. Here are things that you desperately want. Right? Here's like rich people stuff or some kind of get weird, like, I don't know, travel stuff that you'll never have that you want to pretend that you have. Or here's things to get super angry about, or here's some things to lust over just nonstop, right? It turning people into commodities and bad. And but it's not elevating. It's not, here's Keith, you love Keith. Yes. It's not elevating. It's not instructional. Like, yeah, there are educational on there. Yes, there are diet and stuff like that. But you see it as you watch because it will continuously try to feed you like the garbage. It's almost like, it's like if your mom were to feed you, you know, a good dinner and then every now and again pour a scoop of sugar on there and be like, what do you do? You know, see if you'll eat it. And then you'll get addicted to sugar. Just kind of handing sugar to you. It'd be the same thing where you're like, I want to eat the good food, but someone keeps throwing a big dose of you know, syrup on top of things. Brain rot factor is easily why I'm never, dude. I tried TikTok for a while, like all of, I don't know, not long, because it was always so base. I don't mean based, but like base instinct, you know, like an animal. And Instagram, it just felt so fake. Everything I saw on Instagram, because it hadn't tuned in my algorithm yet, it just looked like a bunch of pretend people that just lying, a bunch of people lying about who they are and what they're doing, what they look like. YouTube, on the other hand, always it's yes, there is some of that. And there is some brain rot stuff, but it also feels like there's a lot more creators on there. You know what I mean? People doing actual content creation, trying to come up with stuff that has some value. Maybe it's because the algorithm knows me better, but it just feels like it's got more humanness to it, which is what made me so mad when they announced that they were going to get rid of, or not, but add AI slop creator built into the app, because that's insane. That's insane. I appreciate that, Clout. Thank you for saying so. Quiz said, I had TikTok for a bit and managed to curate my content and could watch only my For You page. If I touched the Discover side, it would ruin my For You page. I had to delete my account. Yeah. Because it's almost like this like demon on your shoulder that keeps whispering in your ear. It's hard to stay on the straight and narrow. My mom would hide finely chopped onions in every. Yeah, we had a whole book. Written by Seinfeld's wife, actually, Jessica Seinfeld, I think, who was teaching moms how to hide vegetables in food. The favorite one around here was broccoli in chocolate cake or like brownies. And that's what it was. It was, how do you get more protein in? We'll sneak in some chickpeas. How do you get more vegetables in? We'll sneak in some, into their food. What is it called? I'm gonna just quickly look it up. Cook, book, hide, food in food. Yeah, that's definitely how that works. Deceptively delicious. Yeah, deceptively delicious. That's what it was called. We had that cookbook, and my wife used it. Probably kept some of us alive.
We hear a lot about that personalization. That's the famous algorithm that decides what to show you based on what you watch and what people with similar watch behavior watch. But I want to zero in on that last part about how the interface limits user agency. They're saying that TikTok wins by making fewer things feel like your decision.
What decisions are there on TikTok? Like they have admitted, and the way that they're designing their future is that they want to become a search engine. They want to take over for YouTube. YouTube is actually less a video site and more a search site. And ask yourself this: if you go and try to learn how to do something, or you're trying to learn about something, where do you search? You will search Google first and be like, well, that was useless. And then you'll search YouTube, because YouTube is where you're going to be able to get someone to tell you about, how to fix that car radio, or how to, like what about this, or see the news, or see some commentary, or watch a reaction to. Like, that's where you're going to go. So it's a search engine that people use to search what they want to know. TikTok wants to be that. Unfortunately, they're just chock full of garbage. There are some good people, but it's usually because they're copying their stuff from YouTube. But yeah, they want to be a search engine, and they want people to search through, but their whole thing is designed to limit your agency, as in it feeds you, like the Wally shares. It'll take you where you want to go along the line. It'll, blue is the new red, and all of a sudden it'll change for you. You don't have to change your clothes. You drink your people who died. Gross. They obviously are living on smoothie corpse smoothies. That's gross, but we don't want to talk about that. Like that's what they're doing, right? That's what they're doing, is they are making it so you don't have to worry about what you're going to choose. They didn't say come here for this. They just said, this is what you're going to do. Here you go. You get one choice. That's why I like the removal of the thumbs down numbers. Did it work though? Right? Did it do anything? I don't know. Because what would happen every time anybody got thumbs down bombed, they'd end up in the news. They'd get more attention. I don't much like broccoli, but I'll eat it if you hide it in stir-fried beef, right? Yeah, I'll eat a lot of vegetables if you cover it in sweet and sour sauce from the Chinese food. Hi, Rushmore. Good to see you, man. I will be on the Rushmore show coming up soon. How many days? 4 days? 3 days? 4 days? If you want to watch us talk about the weirdest games I've ever played and other things, go check out the Rushmore podcast, and we will I'll be on there soon. Thursday night. That's when we're going to do it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. They're dumbing it down as much as possible. They're making it easily consumable as much as possible, right? And actually, I wonder, Barracuda, I wonder if they feed you a little bit so you kind of feel like you're watching something valuable, something smart, kind of that keeps you, because if they only fed you candy, it'd be, be like, oh, okay, I can only live on candy. But if they feed you like veggie straws, anybody ever had a veggie straw? Right? Veggie straws are actually worse for you than chips somehow. I don't know how, but because it says veggie, they can feed it to you. I wonder if there's something like that in there. The issue I take with YouTube implementation of AI is that they're not trying to vet it against humans. Neurosama is human-born AI, not interested in doing popular algorithm. Right. Well, Neurosama is a completely different animal, right? Completely different. It is a focused case, single kind of designer for a singular purpose that is controlled and edited on the fly in real time by a human being. Yeah, you're right. They're not doing that. They want it to be auto magical, so it becomes a money printing machine, and it's that on the back of society. Sure, if I look for a tutorial, I want to see the ration of thumbs down to thumbs up. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, that's yeah, you're right. I never thought about that, but you're right. Chrono says, I find whatever algo profile YouTube Shorts has for me is far worse than TikTok. TikTok feels closer to my Instagram feed. YouTube Shorts is pure brain rot. Oh, that's so interesting. I have the exact opposite. Exact opposite. TikTok was so gross, and YouTube was, I felt, had value, either entertainment and or, value for watching something that had actual content. So interesting that it went the opposite way for you. All right, have a good one. See you later, Jones.
That's the key to understanding what short-form video feeds might be doing to our minds. And since we use that word feed, let's roll with the food analogy.
I think her and I wrote this video
the
together.
Restaurants we know have a menu. You browse, you pick something, you eat it. Streaming television is that kind of restaurant. YouTube is too, or it was. Their big innovation is that the menus are personalized based on what you've eaten there in the past. Now imagine a restaurant without menus, where you sit down, open your mouth, and a device places a morsel of something onto your tongue. You don't get another bite until you eat it or spit it out. By measuring your chew time, the restaurant can adjust the lineup of bites to feature more of the flavors that you tend to swallow.
Dude, can you see this happening? I can see this actually happening, dude. I totally can. Somebody's gonna watch this and be like, that's not a bad idea. In the same way that somebody read 1984 and was like, I think I could do that to society. Like, they read it as more of a manual than as a warning. This image is uncozy, right? Right? I completely reset my personal Instagram account, and it showed me adult content. No matter how many times I blocked or marked it not interested, my creator Instagram is one of the you use most. So that's what I'm saying. I said that before. It will keep feeding you the most base stuff so that it try to get you kind of crack addicted to all that, the worst part of life. Yeah, that's what it wants. It's because it's easiest, right? Anybody ever wonder why porn is free? Has anybody ever sat and wondered that for just a second? Just take a brief second. Ask yourself the question, why is porn free? Right? It's damaging. They go through people like cattle. It is inherently bad for society. It is actually something that the government has warned is like addiction and a real problem. It is, it is film. It's like it uses some of the highest technology in the internet. It uses massive amounts of resources. Why is it free? Why is it free? Could it be because it has such power over people that if you can get them addicted to it and you can get them to watch it, that they will be able to do, they will continue to be able to own you. Is it possible that they give it to you for free because it's like drugs? Right? It's like drugs, like get someone like, okay, here, try it for free. Okay, I'm addicted now, right? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. If you think about it just rationally for a second, it shouldn't be. It should be like a movie. Because it costs money and it has actors and it has lots of tech and it has lots of stuff and it's done behind closed doors and it's highly risky, highly risky. And for for the psychology and for their body and for everything, like it should cost a lot of money, but it doesn't. Makes you kind of wonder why, doesn't it? Porn is less free in Texas. I actually think it's a good move. Well, I have a theory. My theory is that you should, the ISP should make porn opt in. That's how it should be. You have to call your ISP and go, hi, could you please turn on the smut? That would be great. Thank you. Okay, bye. Because if it was just auto off, I think most people wouldn't call to turn it on. Because if you are, addicted to it, you're trying to get off of it. And if you have kids, you don't want to show it. And if you're married or whatever, you're in a relationship, you don't want that to be messing with your stuff. So like it would immediately just, nobody would call. Some people would, but a lot of people wouldn't. But why won't they? Should be opt-in. You give it up free because then you're more likely to pay for. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They give it up for free so that you will pay because they know how powerfully addictive it is. How your brain is not wired for that. We're not wired for that. They give it out for free. Yeah. Usually your ISP is not doing that much packet filtering. No, I'm saying, I know, but I'm saying they could. They could. You can buy packages through ISP that will have child protection stuff. It does exist. Like the Playboy channel back in the day. Boy, I had a friend who had satellite, right? And you could tune it in just right to see the stuff you're not supposed to see. But you had to go looking for it, man. These days, you don't have to go looking for it. Their kid's 13 years old, addicted to it. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this, which is similar but different.
But they don't just hit you with the same flavor time after time. They can also test out some unexpected morsels, because even if it's not your favorite, it's just a bite. And there's another one waiting that might be amazing. Without a menu, you lose the experience of choosing, but you gain the experience of being surprised over and over and over again. Plus, a lot more people can make morsels than can make a whole menu, so this restaurant can recruit way more cooks trying way more tricks to make their morsels tasty.
That's a good point.
This restaurant is TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and all of the other imitators, and it is probably the most engaging media interface that I've ever seen.
On the point of what Ukulele was saying about the ISP, so they do track everything. Like it's been seen already that the government can subpoena your internet history from your ISP and they can get it accurately. That means they are tracking it, right? They are tracking it and they're keeping track of it, which means they could block it. Tolerate the evidence and not rage quit the video before having a conclusion. I don't usually rage quit video, but you know, unless they're really stupid. This one's really good though. Interesting take. As someone that's recovered the addiction to lust is so easy to fall into on accident from anything like ads or reels, but just logging into a search engine, it's crazy. Oh, dude, I mean, obviously porn sells, sex sells or whatever. It's everywhere. Our society is steeped in it. It's a hard issue. You know, Jesus is like, it's not because of them, it's because of you. It's because of what's happening inside you. You can't blame the women. You can't blame the companies. They're you blame the sin that's inside of you, work on that. But yeah, it's everywhere. And if you are an addict, it'd be like living in a place, like if you're addicted to cigarettes and then you always have to keep walking through clouds of smoke, or, you're addicted to food and you had to walk through like a mall food court every day. Right? It just, you can't avoid it. And so it makes it so much harder. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they were easier. Yeah. Because they hit you different. Not that much different, but definitely different. Even I don't agree with the outcome of this video. It's interesting to see somebody else's point of view. That's what we do here, man. I just want to learn and I want to talk about this stuff. I think it's important. It's not always the most algorithm friendly, you know what I mean? Because we talk about big topics, we talk about, like I'll use the word porn and we'll talk about Jesus, like things like that. But at the same time, it is, I think it's helpful to society, the people that come and watch, man. Can I translate your videos about Neurosama and post it on my channel? Well, I would say that because the YouTube is already doing live translation, you don't need to, right? The YouTube system does all automatically translate it and automatically put it on places. If you want to help, you can apparently translate the subtitles and then I can put them onto the subtitles. Yeah, or you can do a reaction. Yeah, you can do a reaction. Yeah, no, I would prefer you didn't, but because it's not, you're not adding value because it's already there. But if you do something that adds value, right? Take it, add to it, respond to it, do a, cut it up, but something like that. Yeah. Do whatever adds value to the internet, adds value to the discussion, adds value to the people that we're trying to talk to. Other than, but otherwise that content doesn't add value. Yeah. And you're right. YouTube translation kind of sucks. And if you had somebody who knows what they're doing, that would probably be better. But if you, I would say, I'm flattered that you want to use my videos, but do something that adds value rather than a straight translation. You know, talk about it from your perspective. Use it as inspiration for your own video. Heck, I don't mind if you do that.
Just in terms of sheer entertainment by watch time. There's a catch though. This sequential feeding system wouldn't work if the dishes were big or complicated. It only works with morsels. If you take away the user's agency, you arrive at short form. We've seen this happen before with Tinder. Instead of a dating app based on a menu, they showed one profile at a time, forcing feedback from the swiper, and what happened? The profiles became short form. Just photos, a couple of words, and an algorithm that encodes our subconscious responses more than our reflective intentions.
That's a powerful sentence. Well, thank you for asking. I appreciate you doing that. Most people don't ask. Matt, appreciate it. Yeah, dude, like that, what she just said, I'll play it back.
And an algorithm that encodes our subconscious responses more than our reflective intentions.
It's the intentionality, and that I think is the most important thing that we need to remember when it comes to this stuff, is they're taking away intentionality. You, as a human being, if you live unintentionally, or you live by accident, or you live by whim, or you live according to others' whims, or you live according to appetite, you will have a bad life. Because you will be easily manipulated, you'll be constantly addicted. Your things will go up and down, like your emotions will be all over the place because whatever's happening around you, that's what you're being led by. You'll be like a ship in a turbulent water that has like no oar, no sail. You're just everywhere because it's whatever society is pushing you around. If you live intentionally, as in this is what I eat and this is what I watch and this is where I go and this is who I talk to and this is what I'm going to believe and this is what I'm going to study and this is what I'm going to look into. You live intentionally, your life will elevate and you will feel so much better because you might, even if you get the intention wrong, right? My intention is to become the most successful, or my intention is to become the most attractive, or my intention is to become the most religious or the whatever. Like even if you mess up and you head the wrong direction, right? You do the wrong diet, you read the wrong book, you pick the wrong God kind of thing. Your intention will guide you, right? You'll be like, okay, I want to be the most healthy, but what I chose was wrong, clearly because I'm not. So I'm going to be intentionally changing that decision. However, if you're waiting for the whims of the world to be able to make you healthy or to educate you or to make you feel better, it simply will not happen. You have to, if they're trying to take away your intentionality, you are seriously in jeopardy. Suggesting the other chatter even speaking up and saying they agree with it and why they agree with it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, that's it. React to it. Exactly. In your own language, for sure. Just do something that adds value. Reflective intentions should be weighted higher. I've thought it over. This is the direction I want to go. This is better than not. Yeah, or not good enough. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you noticed that all the dating apps became Tinder. So, is all of media becoming TikTok?
So not all the dating apps became Tinder. What ends up happening is somebody will invent something that'll be like Tinder, like TikTok or whatever, that will appeal to the masses who don't think twice, which is a lot of people. And then they'll be like, oh, that made money and manipulated people, But then there will always be a reaction on the other side where you have people that go, we are not TikTok, right? We are not TikTok. Therefore, when you come to this dating site, you will, you'll fill out a profile and we're going to keep things closed. We're going to use some kind of system that isn't TikTok. There will always be someone who's going, okay, because we saw the misery that this caused and how bad the results are, we're going to do the other thing. So not all, and the same way, I think it just happened with AI. I believe it is happening with AI, right? People become fascinated with AI. We're going to put it in everything. Your fridge is going to have AI. Your computer is going to have AI. Everything's going to have AI. And everybody's going to, make AI stuff and it'll be, like for counseling, for life and for everything. But not long, and I think it's happening now, They're realizing the danger of it. They're realizing the addictive nature of it. They're realizing how much it's bad for society. They're realizing all kinds of things. And they're going, okay, maybe we should appreciate artists more. I think that's actually happening. The artists are like, man, they stole all of our stuff. And yeah, there are people out there that are like, oh, if you type a prompt in, then it's obviously art. Like, there are people like that. But I think there's a lot of other people that were like, hey, wait a minute. There are so many digital artists out there that are amazing. And they really did rip them off. I'm going to go do that. Or I don't want to make slop. I'm going to go make something half decent. I think that is happening. I really do. Same with music, right? People out there being like, yeah, that sounds okay. I wonder how long it'll take before you get more rules in the top 40 or in the Billboard or in whatever going, it cannot be AI. It has to be real. You could, and it requires everybody to yell about it and complain for a little while. But I think it's going to happen. I really do.
I've been trying to figure out just how much human attention has shifted into these feeds, but only the platforms know that, and they don't release the data. But they do these quarterly calls with investors. And if you go back through the past few years, you can kind of hear just how big of a response Meta and YouTube have made to the rise of TikTok.
Reels already makes up more than 20% of the time, 50% of the time that people spend on Instagram.
Over 15 billion views each day, 30 billion daily
50 billion
views.
plus 70 billion.
We now average over 200 million daily views on YouTube.
Wow. Wow. Just beat AI section of everything. I think it's good. There's going to be like the what do they call those guys? The Luddite. There's going to be the Luddite apps, right? I think on purposely, right? Just we are of the Sebo. Like that's what we're going to do. That's crazy. And not just because technology moved forward, not just because it got better at it, but they learned, how to use people.
Social media has gone through two eras so far. First was when all content was from friends, family, and accounts that you followed directly. The second was when we added all of the creator content. Now, as AI makes it easier to create and remix content, we're going to add yet another huge corpus of content on top of those.
It's really easy for me to think of this as the bowl of potato chips that someone sticks on the table that you didn't order, but it's there, so you snack on it.
Potato chips. Somebody said that.
And
it's so
it makes
true.
me wonder if Howtown shorts are kind of like, do you know those like pea-shaped potato chips?
Right. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
like a green Cheeto.
There's a version of this that's like, but our chips are made of vegetables.
Yeah. I suppose it's no surprise that a bottomless personalized mystery snack dispenser could take over our media diets. But
you no human being, I believe very strongly, it would require a very special human being, maybe like some Buddhist monk living out in the middle of nowhere, to sit in that restaurant and actively spit out anything that tasted good, not chew it for too long, and train your brain to, whenever you taste the bitterness of a vegetable or whatever, to go, I will choose to chew this, to teach the algorithm, this is what I want. Honestly, that the level of self-control you would require to be able to do that is almost unbelievable. I don't know if it's humanly possible, because we are such instinctive creatures that, like, they're going to throw something in your mouth and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's not bad. And you're immediately, you've taught it something, even if you didn't want to. Right? People are like, oh, I only ever watch educational stuff. I only ever watch, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's true. We're going to have to disagree. Is there a specific AI creator that has taken the role of the director and they have to learn how to direct, and they typically just stick to memes? We're going to have to disagree. Is there a specific AI creator that has taken on the role of director and they have to learn how to direct? They typically just stick to memes. Memes are the salvaging of the other people's art just to meme. I kind of see what you're trying to say, but the part that I pull back on is where it comes from. Like my guy, like, who just came in, is like, can I take your content, change it not at all, add a voice on top, and then and then call it, you know, my content now. Like we both went, you know what? Well, no, like do something that makes it better. They do something that adds value for the people that you're trying to talk to. I think the AI thing, or the, you know, the grabbing or whatever, where did it come from? Like you're not giving credit to anybody. You're just taking the en masse artist community, and usually a focused version of it when you decide to pick that one, and you're taking that, right? And you're going, this is mine now, and I'm going to release it into the world as mine, without knowing where it came from, without understanding the artist's intention or any of that kind of stuff. Like I get what you're saying when it comes to who really, you know, sort of who really cares. It's just memes, not a big deal. And partly, yeah, okay, but I still think it matters, right? I think it matters where it came from. It's like if you go to a pawn shop and you walk in there and they have a guitar on the wall, and you're like, oh wow, that guitar's on the wall and it's only like $10, and it's like a Les Paul, and you're like, wow, that's cool. And you take it and you bring it home. And somewhere in your brain, you're going to be like, that was, you know, that was probably stolen. Maybe I shouldn't have this. Like there's gonna be some kind of instinct in your brain going, was something there. I think that for me, that instinct kicks in when it comes to AI generation. And that I probably, you know, this thing is probably stolen from some designer somewhere, and I can't give them credit, and I can't say that they did a good job, and I'm just taking it, and so it feels icky. It feels icky. You do that every time I get a new interest. Yeah, just deep dive. Monk couldn't either because instinct over reflective thought. That's what I'm saying. It's would be really hard. Your Buddhist comment, I have a video to react. Bring it on, man. Send it to me. Absolutely. I love reacting to videos.
There is such thing as a healthy snack, right? So I'm going to tell you about all the research that I've read about this, and then maybe we can decide how we feel about it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's interesting. As you've been researching all this, I have been feeling especially scatterbrained. I'm like distracted by the news. I've been moving between 2 different continents. So it's a happy coincidence that the sponsor for this week's episode is Headspace, the mental health platform.
Did you try it?
Yeah. They
answer. Have our attention spans really...
Thank you, but no.
Before we get to TikTok, there's a bigger question to answer. Have our attention spans really shrunk? According to a 2015 post by Time magazine, yes, they're now short.
Is that the name of the video? Cream of the Slop? Because if so, that's a hilarious name, and that is very creative.
Shorter than a goldfish. But this is one of those myths that won't die.
Here's a fun fact.
Some researchers have concluded that our attention span is now shorter
than a goldfish.
That's a scientific fact.
It isn't, though! Where are you near a Bible? Do your research! I hate that. Just because it sounds good don't mean it's for preaching, okay? Look it up! Exactly! Jeepers. Anyway, trigger me like that standing next to your shiny Bible telling people falsehoods. Ugh. Dude, if you go back through my sermon, I got 15 years of sermons. I footnoted. Because I had to. Because I wanted to tell the truth. It's in fact because I said so, right? I heard it's on the internet. It must be okay. Just because anyway, I'll stop. You triggered me, though. Dude, you triggered me.
The claim came from a report published by Microsoft, which had this graphic showing our attention span declining from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. But they were citing something called statistic brain, which in turn cited these sources. And when journalists tried to track down those sources, they didn't exist.
Just say it with confidence.
The numbers were entirely made up, both the humans and the goldfish. So what would it really take to measure attention spans? Well, I talked to one of the few people who have tried.
My name is Gloria Mark.
She's written a book called Attention Span, and way back in 2003, she convinced an investment management company to let her peek over the shoulders of 14 of their employees as they worked.
And we would just observe them and with stopwatches.
Somebody tell me what the name of that principle is, where you can't actually do effective scientific research because by doing the research, you've effectively tainted whatever the results are. There's a term for that. I can't remember what it is. But that would be that, but times a million. If somebody was like, hey, I'm going to put a camera over your shoulder to see how long you're paying attention, I would pay so much attention. No, it's not Schrodinger. No, it's somebody knows it. I'll look it up while we push play.
14 of their employees as they worked.
And we would just observe them, and with stopwatches, every time they changed to do something else, we would click on the stopwatch, and it was very, very tiring.
Those employees spent about 2.5 minutes working on their computers before they switched to checking email or doing something else. Fast forward to 2012, she convinces another workplace to let her install software that tracks how often their employees click from one window to another, and finds that they switch every 7.
Hold on. I wasn't paying attention. Can I back up just a second? I'm going to try that again. She's talking really fast, and I was looking at something else. Record a reaction privately. Don't even allude to what you're going to. So yeah, well, that's it, right? So the principle that I'm talking about, I learned it, in sociology, essentially is that because you're conducting research, you are tainting the reality of the research. You have to kind of go, yeah, it's going to happen, right? Because you can't actually, if you're like, we gathered 1,000 people, you've already kind of tainted the research because you're choosing, because you told them, because you sent them a paper. Like, it's widely known people are going to lie on that stuff. Like, it's just hard to conduct real research. They would hate, right? Yeah. I got 3 monitors. You're not paying attention to, talking about attention. I know, isn't that funny? Yeah, okay, good point. Theseus makes a very good point.
Mark?
She's written a book called Attention Span, and way back in 2003, she convinced an investment management company to let her peek over the shoulders of 14 of their employees as they worked.
And we would just observe them, and with stopwatches, every time they changed to do something else, we would click on the stopwatch, and it was very, very tiring.
Those employees spent about 2.5 minutes working on their computers before they switched to checking email or doing something else. Fast forward to 2012, she convinces another workplace to let her install software that tracks how often their employees click from one window to another, and finds that they switch every 75 seconds on average. Now it's closer to 40.
So yes, empirically, we can say that on screens, attention spans have shortened.
You cannot say that conclusively. I don't mean to argue, because I don't know the old research. I didn't read it. The Hawthorne effect, is that what it's called? Participants may change their behavior, usually to be more socially desirable. That's kind of it. Yeah, maybe. But there's also another one. It's the scientifically one. It's kind of like observing changes, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the speed of technology also increased as the time went on. The ability to switch windows in 2012 took a little while. The ability to switch windows today does not take a little while, right? And they're they're really, really small. The what we've learned how to do on a computer, we've learned so much faster, right? So I can alt tab and do 15 things, at light speed. I'm still doing the same thing. Like when I'm writing, like if I'm writing something and I'm in flow or I'm working, my hands are flying. I'm looking at windows. I'm picking things up. I'm looking at different software. I'm watching, like I'm doing that quickly. 2012 me was not moving that quick, moving as quickly as I am today. I wonder if, the speed of the tech, the practice that we have, the ability doesn't necessarily mean less attention span, but it means that we're able to do what we were going to do anyway quicker. I don't know.
It's a little tricky because obviously we have this method switch. Like without that dot at 2004, the trend doesn't look as dramatic, right? It's sort of funny to me to think about the adjudicators or the watchers in that first test were also having their attentions tested. Like, were they able to catch? Like, they're also having to focus. The other big question I would have is, like, is this measuring our ability to focus or just how much distracting stuff there is in our lives? What I'm worried about is that
That's a good point, too. She's measuring the ability to context. not the ability to pay attention. Exactly. And you're good. Like anybody who's doing anything is going to be switching around to, yeah, exactly. Whatever. But yeah, he makes a really good point. That what are we learning, that people are becoming more easily distractible, or are we learning that society in general is more distracting? Not necessarily the same thing. You have to reasonably trick somebody into being tested for one thing without them being aware that they're being tested for something else. I wish I could remember the name of that stupid principle. It's a scientific principle. It's not just sociological. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. You put them in a room with a single screen to watch. Can they do it for how long? Yeah. Well, I go back to Cocomelon, where they get a bunch of babies to sit in a room watching Cocomelon, and someone like marks down every time the baby loses interest in the show, because then they kind of tweak their little algorithm for how they create the videos to be completely like they will never want to look away. And I was watching, it was a single short. I thought it was interesting though, that he's like, I let my kid watch Cocomelon, and this is what they look like when I turn off Cocomelon. And and so we decided to turn that off. And so we're going to go outside, and we're, hanging out, and things are taking longer, and we're, playing together and moving blocks and whatnot, because I think it's better for their brain. And it definitely is. You have to get them to agree to something innocuous being observed. Yes, that's true. You're right. You got to fool them. Yeah. Like the famous Hitler experiment, right? Where you don't tell them like, we're training, you're going to see if you would have believed Hitler. You got to do something else.
No longer able to read a book for 6 hours like I did when I was 12.
Has something changed about your brain?
Yeah, has something changed about the ability of my brain? It's obvious to me that something has changed about the way that computers work. Like, yeah, I've just got notifications. There's literal sounds that are telling me you should be distracted by this other thing right now. And so I'm still curious about like if there's actual damage being done to our mental systems, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it won't never be approved. They've been doing that. The government's been doing that. They were caught doing it in the 70s and the 60s and 80s, and they are doing that.
The advantage of Gloria Mark's approach is that it captures real life.
It's not just bringing people into a laboratory, having them sit for an hour in front of a computer, but we actually observed what people did over the day in the course of their actual work.
The limitation is that it can't distinguish between these three different influences on our ability to focus. There's our attentional capacity. That's what we generally think of when we say attention span. Then there's our motivation, how much we need or care about focusing on this task. And there's competition. How much is our environment distracting us? Now, in a lab, they can get closer to controlling for motivation and competition, but the tasks that they give people don't look anything like real life. Let me show you. This is a classic attention test. They tell you to memorize this image, and then you go through these rows, crossing out the items that match the one that you memorized. You get 20 seconds per row. There's 14 rows. They look at how many errors you make, how fast you work, whether you get worse over time. And on this test, performance in adults has actually been increasing. That's according to a study that compiled scores from 3 decades and 32 countries.
Probably because video games. You give people enough, swipey, bubble popping, video game stuff, they're going to get better at that.
In children, overall performance hasn't changed, but their test-taking style has. They've become faster, making more errors, but also completing more items. Now, researchers who run lab tests like these don't claim to be measuring attention span.
I think we often in daily life, and I even do this myself, we just talk about attention and it feels obvious, like we know what it means to pay attention. But actually, if we give people different tasks, we can see that there's distinct components of attention that aren't necessarily related to each other. So
Monica Rosenberg studies patterns of brain activity during attention tests.
when I'm watching a really engaging movie, like my lab collected data as people watched a Hitchcock film and YouTube videos about cooking.
That actually, the film thing is real. Like, I'll sit there and we'll watch. It just happened. So my daughter heard that My Dinner with Andre, the movie My Dinner with Andre, was a cool movie. It was referenced in Community, the TV show. She's like, I want to watch that. It's like her birthday came up. She's like, I want to watch My Dinner with Andre. Which, if you don't know what that is, it is two guys sitting at a table having a conversation for 2 hours. That's the movie. Okay. So we were watching it, and after half an hour, I swear the entirety of my family was in pain. Not me. I liked it. But like, you could, they're crawling out of their skins and they're looking at their phone and they're like, and then somebody had to pee or something. We paused it. And it's like, they all kind of looked like, can we please stop? This is the worst movie in the history of movies. And it wasn't because it wasn't interesting. The premise was cool. The conversation was interesting. The way that they were, the acting was bad. I think the issue was like staring at two people without having stuff happen is just really hard. I don't know if that's really hard these days, really hard for people of that age, really hard because YouTube, or just really hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I know that it was an observational fact in my basement that my family did not like My Dinner with Andre.
Is this the same kind of attention, or is there something fundamentally different about being engaged in a narrative that I'm motivated to follow versus forcing myself to do this boring task? And it turns out there's some similarities, but there's also some differences. And so I think how well I do on one task with pictures is not indicative of how well I pay attention all the time in all contexts. It's certainly related, but it's not a perfect measure.
So let's set aside the concept of attention spans. It's a really fuzzy term.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you put me in the mall and have me walk through the mall, I'm going to be like all over the place, right? If I'm at my desk and I have, the monitors locked off and I'm just zoning, I'm pretty good at attention span. Environment really matters. It says, I submit that people are not that competitive if you don't put them in a laboratory setting. You know what? I mean, I don't know, man. People are pretty darn competitive, right? Just in general.
Hard to measure. The sharper question to ask is, if you binge short form video, what exactly gets worse? Is it your memory, your reasoning? That's what the next few studies are trying to pin down. If you ask, do people who say they're addicted to short form video also have trouble focusing? So far, the answer to that seems to be yes. A recent review of 14 studies found that increased SFV use, that's short form video, was associated with poorer cognition, including attention and inhibitory control. But whenever you see that term "was associated with," that's scientist code for, we're not saying this causes the problem.
Right. It's sort of our social media and teen health all over again, where it's our depressed teens becoming depressed because they are on social media, or are they seeking it out?
Yeah, I think this is the question with basically all of the harmful effects that people are attributing to these new technologies is almost all the research can't distinguish correlation from causation. But there are a few experimental studies that I wanted to highlight. There are at least 2 different cognitive tests where people perform worse after scrolling a shorts feed. One is a kind of trick question quiz, and the other is about whether you can remember to do something that you plan to do. So first,
not that
there's
one.
a measure based on these 3 questions.
A bat and a ball cost $1.10 in total. The bat cost $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost?
This is...
bat and the ball cost $1.10. It costs $1 more than the ball. So if it was $10, it was 10 cents. The ball was 10 cents. It cost $1 more. Now how much does the ball cost? My brain says 10. It costs 10 cents. Am I wrong? Is it a trick question? That's $1. 10 cents. No, $1 more. Hold on, it's $1 more. So hold on, because $1 more means it's because $1 more from 10 cents is only 90 cents. So that means it's 15 cents. Math is hard.
Supposed to capture analytical thinking. To get these questions right, you have to switch out of autopilot. Like your gut is screaming
5 cents? Is that how
you need to override that.
Yeah, no, it's not 10
72
cents.
college students at Peking University in Beijing took this test after either spending 30 minutes scrolling TikTok, the Chinese version of TikTok, or 30 minutes reading. And the TikTok group did worse. The researchers wanted to know, does what you watch matter? So they ran a second study, but this time people watched either a cute animals playlist or a science experiments playlist. They also changed how people watch. Some could swipe through the videos like a normal feed. Others had to sit and watch the same clips stitched together into one long video. And here's what they found. It didn't matter whether you watched animals or science, but the swiping groups consistently did worse on the cognitive reflection test. They got 0.38 fewer questions right out of the 3 questions total. That's 12% of the scale after 30 minutes from just swiping alone.
Okay, interesting. So if you're subjected to essentially just a montage of videos that you don't have control over, you are not degrading your analytical thinking as much as if you're swiping through and getting to just skip whenever you are bored. It's sort of interesting because you think of that decision is interacting with the interface, right? That decision is cognitively more intense than just sitting back and letting something happen to you, right?
Yeah, unless boredom is cognitively intense in a way that we don't recognize.
Okay, so that's one test that short form video makes you worse at. The other.
So the boredom thing is interesting. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me the answer to the yeah, you're right. 5 cents. 5 cents makes sense. I went the wrong way. I said 15, but that, you know what? I tried. That's what matters. But talking about, you know, what they just said here about, what did they just say here? I completely forgot. 1 second. My brain is mush.
Don't recognize.
Oh, the boredom thing. Yeah. So I submit that because of the lack of meditation, the lack of decompression, the lack of alone time or journaling or all the stuff that kind of allows you to sort through your brain, the lack of sleep that a lot of people have, that boredom, right? That time, that the downside of it is when everything comes crashing in. Hey, thank you for the follow. You probably had this, right? You go to, thank you for the follow as well. You go to the shower or you go somewhere where you can't bring your phone, or at least you're not supposed to. And all of a sudden your brain engages, right? You got lots of ideas. You're really creative. You're remembering all the things that you said that you were going to do. And why didn't I remember to do that? You're making lists for when you go to the grocery store. Like all of a sudden, all this stuff starts coming up in your brain and it's able to, like, you're starting to organize things. It's because all that stuff was buffering all day long as you kind of distracted yourself and whatever. And then when you finally got quiet, everything started to come out. Or you're there and all of a sudden you're having ideas about, you know, things that you don't like, or sadness that you have, or relationships that are broken, or remembering things from your past. And it's because you haven't processed those emotions. You never gave yourself a chance to. You woke up, turned something on, went to work, kept everything on, turned the radio on, came back, watched, and fell asleep to Netflix, never allowing your brain to process or decompress or deal with emotionally or grieve or whatever. And because you're not doing any of that, as soon as you're quiet, it's kind of right. So people are, because it can be painful, emotionally painful for people to actually be alone or be quiet, they tend to avoid that. Right. So the boredom thing, I don't even know if you'd be able to track that anymore because of how little, I guess, mental decompression people do. Right. It would, because every time they're quiet, bad things happen in their brain, or difficult things, or too many things. Voices, it's been my experience that people are not that competitive when they know they're not being observed in a work environment. They prefer to not work. This isn't all of them, but most of them. You think so? I don't know. I think it depends on the work and the person, but this is your observation, so I can't argue with it.
Okay, so that's one test that short form video makes you worse at. The other is a test of prospective memory, which is when you remember to do something that you intended to do, like picking up the dry cleaning or joining a Zoom meeting or taking a medication that you're supposed to take. researchers at the University of Munich wanted to know how short-form video feeds affect that ability.
Because it was coming from general observation that, like, if you scroll a bit, you feel like, don't want to say that you feel like new, but like you kind of
dissociate.
dissociate a bit. So it was something like we said, okay, it's actually really happening, like, and we felt that. So we said, okay, let's figure out how we can, make this solid user study and investigate what can be a cognitive function that be associated.
So how would you test perspective memory?
Boy, oh boy. Well, it feels like, yeah, we're getting tested all the time. If you tell me to do something and then you wait 30 minutes and see if I did it, is that long enough to be considered perspective memory? Or does it have to be like, I know I have a meeting on Wednesday at 1, and do you show up at the meeting? Is there a time scale involved in what is considered perspective memory?
Yeah, well.
And do I get to use a reminder? Because that's why I live with a calendar. I have a calendar for everything because otherwise I don't do that. I take it, I put it in the calendar, and then it's automatic. I check the calendar, what am I doing today? And then that's what I'm going to be doing today or next week or whatever. I don't actively sit there and think Wednesday. Like I don't do that. Guys at work like to trigger that all day. Yeah. I constantly think about the book that I haven't written, and I shut that out when I'm doing work. Yeah, I think that's part of it. Like, you probably, I don't know in your life, but right, you probably know you have time to write whatever that is. Like as in, like, you're not always working or sleeping or eating or pooping, right? There is time in there that could be allocated, but because of, mental health stuff, life stuff, busy stuff, health stuff, other people stuff, cleaning, all whatever else is, kind of in life, that that gets pushed to the side. So it ends up, because it's priority, say 10, still on the list, but it's priority 10. It never makes it all the way to 1 because you never get through 1 to 9. And so therefore, if, how would you be able to write that book? You'd have to make the choice to put priorities 1 to 9, whatever those are, 1 or 2 of them on the shelf. Whether it be, I'm going to keep my house dirty, or I'm going to take some days off work, or I'm going to whatever else it is. And that's assuming you are mentally well enough to actually pull that off, and that you don't have depression, you don't have crap to deal with like that, because that automatically makes it a million times more difficult. But I totally get that, right? I talked a couple weeks ago about a book I have in my head, or at least actually a manga in my head, and I would love to write it down sometime, but I just started this video series, right? The Rethinking Influence video series, and that's going to be taking all of my time for a little while. That one's going to be on the shelf regardless. Will it ever happen? Probably not, because other priorities are there. And that doesn't mean I don't think that affects attention span. I don't have the attention span to write the book and also do the video. Just I don't have the time. It's just not mathematically possible. No matter whether or not you are in creative work or manual work. Manual work is a primary form of work. I guess that, I don't know. I do this full time, but I know what you mean.
I mean, the way that psychologists define it for their purposes is even much shorter than that, because they need a way to measure it in the lab with subjects that they don't have access to for very long. So the way they try to capture perspective memory, which is this idea of remembering a previous goal or intention, is they embed a task within a task. So you're going to try this out.
No, great. I should have slept more last night. Fly sheet?
The subjects were told to press N on their keyboard if the word on the screen is a real word.
My heart is racing.
And M if it's a fake word.
No.
But if they saw the words blue, purple, or green, they were supposed to press Q, W, or E, respectively.
Purple is...
That's the perspective memory task.
No, I did it wrong.
I would be so bad at this.
Joust. Green.
Yeah, if you had them on the screen,
do this task,
I remember.
And then take a 10-minute break in which they either just rested, scrolled Twitter, watched a YouTube video, or scrolled TikTok, and then they took the test again. When they compared the scores from before the break and after the break, the performance on the real word, fake word task was the same. But for the blue, purple, green task, where they needed to remember that second intention, one group saw a big drop in their scores. It was the group that scrolled TikTok during the break.
That's interesting.
What this is basically getting at.
So let me be, I'm forever a skeptic, right? But the question is that because the people who looked at TikTok, TikTok was affecting them, or because those kind of people that like TikTok that don't have a very good memory to begin with are the ones who like looking at TikTok, right? Because if you have a really good memory and you are more sort of intellectual and you like to be able to, you know, stretch yourself in that way, you're like, I don't like TikTok, I watch YouTube videos, right? Or I scroll Twitter because I'm, you know, I like reading. So therefore, is it because the people who have bad memories are more attracted to TikTok? Maybe that's it, right? So I don't know. It's hard to do research. I'm glad it's not my job. Too many buttons is right. I have a hard time when I have a controller, man. I'm so glad, like when I'm playing Expedition 33, right? It is dodge or parry or gradient parry or jump hit. Like there's a few, like it's only 3 buttons. It's only 3 buttons. I've removed one of them completely from the equation. I do not dodge, never have, never will. Don't do it. I always parry because it's too hard. But even then I get confused. Like I was playing last night and I was trying to do the, you know, kind of grinding the tower. And every now and again I would just get the parry button and the gradient button mixed up. I just get them mixed up. It's not like I haven't played the game for 50 hours. You know, I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Insert a million more times difficult. I'm not letting that be my excuse. I just got to figure out how. Yeah, exactly. Oh, totally, dude. Yeah, and you've got time, and you've got life, and you could ask for help, and you could limit the project. Like, if you're like, I need to write a novel and I can't write a novel, don't write a short story. Just the bones. Be like, I'm going to write down a page of my novel. I'm going to write down the outline of my novel. I'm going to write down, you know, I'm going to do like some other stuff and feel like I got something done. And then you pat yourself on the back and, you know, go eat some Cheetos. QuickTime events usually use 4 options. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. It is 4 because gradient and jump. Yeah, jump, gradient, dodge, brain not work, good push play on video.
Is if you should be keeping something in mind, you lose that with the scrolling behavior.
But not just scrolling, because Twitter is a scroll behavior as well.
Right, that's true. It's short form video specifically.
That study took place in Germany, but I was able to give this test to Adam in English because researchers in the UK replicated it in their own sample of 45 students. And this time, they tested different ways of watching short form video. One group was limited to 10 swipes, the other group was allowed to swipe as much as they wanted, and there was a control group that just sat quietly. The group that watched shorts but was limited to 10 swipes didn't see a drop in their performance. The unlimited swiping group did.
So again, it's like something about just being able to do this mindlessly.
We're glad you're kind of here.
Is the problem. So if you're watching this in a clipped short, don't swipe away.
Actually, what you should do is download all the Howtown shorts. We'll watch them in one big stream.
There you go.
So that's basically
Great
where
for
we're
compilation
at
videos.
with the research. There's a few of these experimental studies. They're using a few different types of cognitive tests, none of which really map on to our popular conception of attention span, but are related cognitive skills. And
sorry, godless voice. Do you mean with your writing? I'm a writer, so I feel like I would be able to pick out the weird words. Oh, with the exercise. Yeah, I know words. I may not know all the words, but I know a lot of the words. It's a bit chilly here. Actually nice, but everyone else is freezing. Yeah, right. I'm very thankful for my furnace today. Not everybody has one. Banana doesn't have one, for example.
And they're raising a few red flags, but obviously the caveats of small samples and tasks that are very different from our everyday lives.
Now I want to know if I'm scrolling TikTok every night before bed for 2 hours,
Oof,
am
so
I
bad.
just generally having a worse perspective memory in my life? Or is that confined to just right after I use it?
Long-term studies would.
Oh, dude, it is. I think everybody knows that there's something addictive. There's an addictive nature to the short form. There's something addictive about it, and it's because algorithm, it's because brain, because whatever. Yeah, but I didn't realize how crack addicted I was until the last 4 days here, because I tried to stop. I went, okay, I'm going to be doing not that. And the first night I did it, I'm like, okay, this first night I'm not doing it. The phone's going to go down. So I went to brush my teeth. And so I went to brush my teeth. I'm like, wow, I'm brushing my teeth. I can just turn it on and use it while I brush my teeth. Brush my teeth, finished brushing my teeth, kept walking to the bedroom as I'm swiping, and then sat down on my bed. I'm like, I'm going to sit on the corner of my bed. I'm not going to bring this into bed with me. I'm going to put it away. Sat on my bed probably 10 minutes, and up I'm doop, 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 and I kept going. And then I kind of backed up in my bed, and then it was 2 a.m., dude. I'm like, that's so bad. It hit me like it's so bad. See, like a slot machine gamble. That's exactly what it is. It's the sort of the Pavlovian, what do they call that? Not random stimuli, intermittent stimuli. The idea that you actually the behavior will be more concrete if you use inconsistent reward. It actually solidifies it better than if you use consistent reward. That's exactly what it is. Everything has an addiction, though, from alcohol, drugs, food, you name it. I think it's different for everybody. Like, there's a lot of people out there who couldn't give two hoots about food. I don't drink, like I had one beer in the last, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. I don't really care. But there, for me, food, right? I could polish off a bag of chips and then eat something sweet, and then polish off another bag of chips. If I get caught in that cycle, like the peanut butter, like Reese's peanut butter cup chips cycle, I will explode. I will eat until I feel physically sick, because I just do that, right? But I don't have that problem with booze, and I don't really have that problem with drugs, obviously. But like I think everybody kind of has their thing that they got to be careful with. I put down my phone to get to color or try to get back to my Bible, and so my solution is to move the charger across the room so that I can't, but then like I got a really good battery on my phone, so that's not that big a deal. That I just knowing and seeing how much it drew me in was actually a little frightening, because I didn't realize how much I was doing that until I couldn't stop. Literally, I'm like, that's bad. Alcoholic from 12 to 19 years. Yeah, okay, there you go. From age 12 until 19 years ago. So yeah, so for you, and chances are that it didn't start as alcohol for fun's sake, but or maybe it did, but you were also coping with other things, and alcohol was doing that, and that's what we're doing. Like, if I was fully happy, then I probably wouldn't be shoving food down my gullet, for 2 straight hours, like, just because I'd have other better things in my life. Hey, Z-Coop, thank you. But yes, I think we're agreeing with each other. Moving on.
Actually really inform and maybe guide better ethics and policy in design and interface. I think this is actually something that could really impact the quality of life of people, probably, and provide evidence that maybe something has to change.
No question, man. Between the blue light and the short form and the stimuli and all the rest of that stuff, every part of it is bad for you before bed. Everybody, that's universally understood.
In 1890, the pioneering American psychologist William James wrote, "My experience is what I agree to attend to. My experience is what I agree to attend to." And there's more. He said, "Only those items which I notice shape my mind, without selective interest, the consciousness of every creature would be a gray, chaotic indiscriminateness impossible for us even to conceive.
That's a good line. Let's read it again, shall we? My experience is what I agree to attend to. So in other words, the experiences that I have, or what I choose to do, are the things that I have chosen, right? I agree, as in I make the choice to attend. I tend to. It's my idea, right? I choose my experiences. Only those items which I notice shape my mind without selective interest. The consciousness of every creature would be a gray, chaotic indiscriminateness, right? If we didn't have, he's noticing, he's saying, I notice it shaped my mind. I notice that when I do this, I read. I notice that when I have good conversation. I notice when I have this, a drink. I notice that when I, pray, or whenever I get angry, or whatever I, hang out with these people. I notice it shapes my mind, shapes my behavior, shapes my choices. I notice that. If I didn't have that, I would be an animal, right? The consciousness of every creature would be a great, chaotic indiscriminateness. Even simple creatures will continue to go back to the thing that they like. But if it was just happening to us, and that's what the shorts are, they're just happening to us, we would be, the gray, chaotic indiscriminateness. Now, if I want to go full tinfoil hat on this, it's easy to say you are far easier to manipulate when you are a gray, chaotic mess of indiscriminateness who doesn't choose what shapes you, right? Because now I can feed you whatever. I can feed you hate, or I can feed you opinion, or I can feed you whatever I want. Because you aren't choosing, I will choose for you. Being the government, being YouTube, being some evil corporations or whatever, or any corporation, right? I will feed you. Because you are not choosing to evaluate it, I agree to attend to. Because you're not choosing to evaluate it, it means that you don't know whether or not it's true, and you don't care if it's true, as long as it, scratches whatever itch. Doesn't matter, because you're living by instinct rather than intention, right? And so you are way easier to manipulate. We are way easier to manipulate if we aren't making those choices and we're being indiscriminate with what we watch. That's for sure. I have a flavor that will destroy you. I'm willing to share this with you because it's no longer available, but you can find it. Salted caramel Lay's. Dude, I'm in Canada. We have more chip flavors here than we need, man. I had roast chicken. Like full turkey dinner flavored the other day. Yep. It's wild. But that does sound amazing.
135 years later, a consciousness of chaotic indiscriminateness is not impossible to conceive. It's how I often feel when I lose myself in a feed. Even when that feed is full of things that are educational and funny or beautiful or really useful, genuinely my relationship to mangoes will never be the same. And yet I keep coming back to this question of user agency, or what James called selective interest. Agency is at the heart of both analytical thinking and perspective memory. Those weird little tests are basically asking if your brain is on autopilot, or if you can slow down, make a turn, remember where you intended to go. It's not just your intentions that get lost. Feeds that nudge the customers into autopilot tend to nudge the cooks into autopilot too.
Scientists just created.
Here's what would happen. Here's what would happen.
Scientists
This is what would happen.
How true is that, man? There's this human desire for popularity, for success, for money, for whatever. And so you learn what the algorithm likes, and instead of us putting our content out there because we like it, we're putting the content out there because we think the algorithm will like it. And I agree, the algorithm is people. I know that. But people are more and more not choosing, people more and more base, people, they're instinctively rather than just discriminately. And so therefore all of a sudden everybody, because you're told you have to keep posting, nobody's that creative, man. And so therefore you're going to end up copying, you're going to end up putting out easy stuff. It's just going to happen. It's there are some great creators out there who are working really hard to create some really good stuff, and they release rarely, or they release only when they feel like it. Those are becoming few and far between, preciously few and far between. But they sure are good videos when they release them. I tell you what, they're so much better than the regurgitated nonsense that you just keep seeing over and over and over and over and over. Hey, shenanigans.
But not everyone. Last time I checked Smarter Every Day, you guys had not posted anything into the Shorts feed. Is that still the case?
That's the case. I have elected not to do that because I don't think it's good for people. I don't think the infinite scroll is healthy for our minds. It's easy for me to say this because Smarter Every Day has been around for a while, and there's a lot of really awesome people that support the channel. But I think saying no to shorts is powerful, and I think it ultimately increases trust in the creator. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. That's where I'm.
I think the creating from a sense of conviction is the most powerful thing you can do. We teach it in the class. If you read my book, if you go take the class, if you come and sit in the Discord, talk to anybody about content creation that really values it, or they value their community, or they're doing it on purpose, not for popularity, but because they want to gather people, or they want to change the world, or they want to whatever. There's an intentionality to it, which means you have to do it by conviction. And if your conviction is, I want to do things that are good for people, then when you're like, oh, I don't think that platform is good for people, you make the choice to go, I'm not going to post there. That's a big deal. But I think it makes your content stronger because of your willingness to live within your convictions, live within your convictions, which is hard to do. It's because so much of what we're told is if you don't post here, at this time, when with these things, this is what your thumbnail looks like, make sure you have a big red circle, do the Mr. Beast thing where they do some weird paint your face airbrush big smile thing because it works. Like that kind of stuff is just like it makes you feel so hollow as a creator. It makes you feel so hollow. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It really does. I don't know how many content creators are here, whether you're a writer or a musician or a digital artist or a comic artist or whatever. If you find yourself creating for the algorithm, creating for the attention, creating stuff you don't like, it's going to become soulless and you're going to start to hate it. And if you start putting it on things where you're compromising your integrity, and you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't put it there, or I probably shouldn't do that, probably shouldn't say that, probably shouldn't include that, but I think it might help, you're going to feel gross. And the most powerful thing you can do for yourself when it comes to that thing is just stay true to who you've decided to be. I said in my last video, in my last YouTube video, hey guys, this will not become a swarm Neurosama glazing channel, because it would be really easy to fall into that trap. Got me attention. What comes next? Oh, I want more attention. That'd be great. But I said, I'm going to keep doing what I want to keep doing. I'm going to learn from this experience, but I'm also going to go, make sure I create the things I intended to create. And so many of the comments were, yeah, please do. We're not here to try to alter your content. We just, we appreciate that, and we'll stick around for whatever you do next. That was really nice. All right, have a good one. And say hi to your bulldog for me.
Matt.
Dustin's such a good guy. Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously we want to be acting with integrity and sort of like living our values in all parts of our life, including the way we make this channel. But like having bite-sized information, when I was at NPR, we would make 3-minute radio pieces all the time, right? That was like a pretty typical length. And I didn't feel like those were bad for the world just because it was an compressed amount of information about a complex subject. I thought like, oh, this is good. Like someone is learning something that they wouldn't otherwise know. The question is, do we want to participate in these endless scrolls?
I don't know.
So it makes me think of Triple X Church, which is a really weird ministry. They minister to the pornography industry inside the pornography industry. They will go to an adult like convention that is surrounded by porn stars and production companies, and they will stand there and they will hand out Bibles that are like pink and look like kind of edgy or whatever, as a way to build conversations with those people. There are also people who go downtown, right, and they're trying to minister to prostitutes or to people who are, you know, in the sex industry, and they're not there to judge, and they're not there to, you know, kind of be, you know, stop doing that. They're there to serve, right? They're there to serve, and they are trying their best to become part of a trusted part of the people they can trust, because they know that they're on their side, because they know they love them, not simply because they want to, you know, either convert them or because they want them to quit, but because they love them for who they are. But it takes such a rare person, man. Such a rare person. All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by and spending some time here, Godless Voice. Very appreciated. It's such a rare person to be able to pull that off, right? I think in the same way that if you are going to be a creator and you're going to do it according to conviction, it's a rare kind of person that's willing to stay within the convictions that you have to create that which you feel as though it's the right thing to do. It's also a rare person that won't get sucked into the algorithm, won't get sucked into the game, or for that matter, will choose to self-impose limits on their content or on their release or on their schedule or on their whatever, for the sake of their own health or for the sake of their own family. Because this job that we do, it can become all consuming, your only thought, you know. Like as soon as my last 2 videos have popped off a little bit, right, I was just like, what do I do next? What am I going to do next? What's the next video? You know, I couldn't wait to get started on the next video. And when I finally came up with a good idea, boom, I'm like, I'm going to go write that. But I'm like, it's Sunday. I'm not supposed to do that right today. You know, like that's not the right day to do it. And so I'm going to, you know, hopefully stick to my own plan. But it's really hard because it's just so easy to get pulled into the gravity. I've heard of ministries that go into strip clubs. I couldn't do it personally, but I'm glad. That's what I'm saying, Quiz, right? There are people out there that can do it. I'm not one of those who can do it, but I'm glad there are people who are like that. And I think those people are rare. So like the conviction they're talking about, like it's nice to see people with conviction, and their convictions are different. That doesn't make it bad. It just means that they're, you know, as long as you have a good reason, as long as you're able to defend why you do what you do, I think that's a really good start. Doing that type of ministry, you have to be really strong with God and deep into God's word. And you have to be, I feel like you need a call. It's like being a nurse, right? Or a teacher or a doctor or a, you know, mortician or any of those really kind of people oriented things. If there's too much your strip club, no, see that makes you can just sit there and they know that you're not, you know, they know you're not there to become one of them. I don't know. Right, like it takes a special person to be a nurse. It takes a special person to be, you know, and the people who have started and realized they weren't supposed to do that, they get washed out really fast. Same thing with, you know, whether it be pastor or counselor or anything that has to do with like really heavy stuff. If you don't have a sense of calling to it, man, you are not going to stick around. And that's I think it's similar for this kind of stuff. If you really feel like you want to be a content creator, you want to serve, you want to create this stuff, you won't be around in a couple of years if you don't actually want to do the work, or you don't feel like you're going to be living by your convictions. It just won't happen. Well, you're going after, exactly. You are going into the front lines when you're on that kind of stuff, for sure.
If you see these comments sometimes on our shorts, this one says like, your contents are the most anti-brain rot content out there, actually genuine and very high quality. And then someone responded, no such thing as anti-brain rot content when it's short form. So that's basically kind of the question that we need to answer.
Yeah, that's right. Is there such thing as a good short? As an anti-brain rot short?
What do you think? Is this research strong enough that we should be making a change? Let us know in the comments. You can also find more of my conversation with Destin and hear.
So that wasn't good enough research for you to make major decisions. So just what they presented, I'm sure there is good research out there, but it's just what they presented was very short. I think it's good circumstantial or good like evidence that you probably should listen to and take a point from, and I think we could learn from. Brain rot bad, don't get stuck into it. But is it enough to say nobody should ever be on shorts ever again? I don't know about that, especially as a content creator. Like I quit Grok, right? The other day, I just stopped doing Grok. I'm gonna turn on some other music here. What shall we play? Yeah, right, that one. Right, I was on Grok, or not Grok, I say Grok, X for a long time. And I thought X was pretty cool, and I was getting into it. And as a content creator, I started connecting to other content creators, and it was all right. I wasn't growing or nothing, but it felt like I was in part of a conversation. And then they invented Grok, and then Grok came out and was kind of sketchy. And then they started making, they created like a deep fakes machine that could take the clothes off of children. And it's like, I couldn't stick around there. I couldn't give them my money. I couldn't give them my attention. I couldn't give them even the ad revenue for, because it was so clearly despicable. And the fact that they didn't go, oops, we better turn that off. They just went, yeah, sucks to be you guys, freedom. So I left, gone, I'm out. I can't stick around for that. But I'm still, there are other, like, for example, TikTok is a great example of a social media that has done bad for the world, is, sketchy on the inside, sketchy with how they do stuff. Should I be on TikTok? I've considered both, deleting or just, copying and never engaging with. I'm still working through what I think of TikTok. Rock makes a G.I. Joe horror show look better than dude, I'm sorry, but it's too evil. There's only so much evil a guy can put up with. There's evil everywhere. There's bad stuff everywhere. Everything has, can be used for evil if you try hard enough. But that was clearly super gross. So no. Like my ministry, Lord is calling me to, is those that are or have been addicted to drugs and alcohol, because by the grace of God I've been delivered. I'm not recovery because I'm completely. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Often our ministry will come from our place of experience, for sure. For sure. You will have a special permission to talk to people in a way that other people won't, right? Because of what you've been through, and because what you did, and because what God brought you through. Yeah, that's what'll happen, right? That's why I'm here, right? Because I can talk to people who are church hurt in a very unique way, because I know what that's experienced like. I can talk to people who have been abused. I can talk to people who have mental health issues. I can talk to people with faith issues or skeptical issues. Like all that stuff I've been through gives me permission to do some of that, right? I've 5 years of content creation experience, and I feel like I have something I can say about it, right? I do leadership development, organizational development, which I've turned into what we do for Taco, right? I feel like I have something to say because of my previous experience and all the failures that I did, right? Like churches that I've served that are now closed. Like it's comes from a place of not just education, but of experience. Yeah, that's usually where it happens, man. Yeah, celebrate recovery is a big deal, for sure. All right, well, that was that. If anybody has anything else they want to kind of talk about or bring up, now's the time. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. It's 2:30. We have an hour and a half left. That is right on the money for what we usually stop at. I don't really feel like I need a break. I have a big bucket of water. So the plan right now would be we continue the game that we started on last Wednesday, because that was kind of fun. A little puzzly game called, what is it called? The heck is it called? The Last Campfire. But I would rather talk, so by all means, ask away. One of the swarm here. It was interesting to see how you went from thinking an AI streamer was 24/7 bot with slop content to really dive in and see the universe and realize just how much exists around AI itself to make it worth watching. Being able to see it with an open mind is something many can struggle with. I'm not a particularly religious person. So of course, I'm not everything you think will resonate with me, but an important part of the swarm is that everyone enjoys in their own way that we can share and discuss to help give a broader view. So I think anybody who is Christian, let's say, one of the things that you should be doing, and thank you for the comment there, Techie, is we don't turn our brains off. One of the accusations that's often leveled against Christians or religious people is that you just turn your brain off, and that makes life easier because everything is God, the end. I don't, never seen it that way. That's not how I've seen religion ever done properly. Like if you actually look at like some of the greatest scientists ever, the greatest artists, all that stuff, they were at least theists. So for me anyway, being Christian also means keeping an open mind, listening, researching, taking the time to have discussions with people, thinking that I could be wrong, having that conversation. That's part of it. It's the humility of doing that. It's the ones who are, when you bump into the Christians that are unwilling to listen, unwilling to, that only want to shout, who have settled their minds on, like concrete, and all they want to do, the only thing that they have to add to a conversation is heat and no light. Those people suck. I don't like those people any more than anybody else does. If you call me stupid and other names. Well, I mean, you no matter what you do, there's going to be people who, especially if you're trying to do something of value, there's going to be people who want to crap at your cornflakes just the way it is. You will be a target. And that's one of the things about content creation, that why we started Taco, because there were a lot of people out there whose churches or families or parents or whatever said that what they were doing was either evil or dumb or a waste of time, or and they kept moving. They're like, oh, I don't care what you think, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's same thing you say. I mean, if your family members are actually warning you against some stuff, saying you're doing something stupid and you're going to get yourself in trouble, maybe you should listen. But if they're like just being mean, ignore them and keep moving. All right, I'm going to move towards the game. Actually, you know what? I might take a little break. I should run an ad, go to the bathroom, and then I'll come back. In the meantime, by all means, I'll hit the break button, and now I've got a video to show. So that's something. That way you'll have content while I'm gone elsewhere. Kind of fun. Being called stupid and being warned. Yeah, exactly. Like 1,000% true. 1,000% true. Okay, I'll see you guys very, very soon. The word fan comes from the word fanatic. It's a person with a single-minded, unbridled passion for something. Being a religious or political fanatic is bad. Being a sports fan or a music fan is good. This week, I had an experience with a group of fans called The Swarm, who were definitely single-minded and unbridled in their passion for an AI. Now, when I say AI, most people picture one of three things: a manipulative tool for simpletons that destroys the minds of the weak, a factory for slop content that is destroying the internet, or an evil corporate monster stealing from real creatives. And honestly, they're mostly right. AI is almost universally despised in the creative community for a variety of reasons. But then there's Neurosama, who somehow is not only embraced by artists and creatives, but celebrated. Now, why? I recently did a deep dive on this Neurosama phenomenon. I went in expecting pretty hollow content made by this sophisticated machine that was surrounded by rubes and nerds and perverts, but I came out realizing that the secret for her record-breaking success has nothing to do with the machineness. It's all about her fans. Neurosama isn't the content creator. She is the content. She's the glue that holds a massive community together. As I watched and learned, and as more of the swarm joined my chat, I came away with some big lessons that I think every content creator can learn from. First, we have to make a vital distinction. This isn't Neurosama's channel. It's Bettel's. The headlines say, AI VTuber beats record for most subs, or an AI is the most subscribed streamer on Twitch, but they're very wrong. There is a human behind the AI working incredibly hard. Vettel isn't just a genius programmer. He's a creative director who has spent countless hours planning unique content, designing scenarios, sharing his life behind the scenes, setting up collaborations with technology that would leave most creators dizzy. He's ingratiated himself into the VTubing community in such a powerful way and shows a deep vulnerability by sharing his heart through his reactions to his own creation.
Oh wow. This is actually so pretty. This is like the number 2 prettiest thing I've seen the whole year. Guess what number 1 is?
What's number 1?
It's me. Duh, who else would it be? Are you honored?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, let's continue.
Can I ask you something unrelated?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think I'll ever be real?
There's so many people out there trying to use AI as a magic machine to spit out effortless content for easy money. Vettel isn't one of them. The first big lesson is that this incredible work ethic, combined with profound skills and a uniquely creative mind, is what built his audience. And his vulnerability and consistency is what made the Swarm a deeply connected, very human community. And that's the second thing. We need to understand that as amazing as Vettel's product is, the real power is in the shared human experience. Neuro is an AI. Everyone knows it. There's no attempt to trick people into thinking she's a real girl. In fact, in one clip, she wears a little hat that says, "Please be patient, I'm an AI." The charm isn't in watching the cute little robot do random things. It's in the process of watching her grow up in real time. They see the subtle changes in her facial cues when she's thinking, the new emotions she's trying to convey, the robotic voice improving a little, or even learning to sing, the computer-driven glitches and the weird tangents she goes on as her personality crystallizes. It's watching her improve at Minecraft, riff with VTubers, move from 2D to 2.5D to 3D in VR space. The audience isn't thinking, look at this machine pretending to be human. Everyone is in on the joke, so to speak, and experiencing how fascinating it is to watch this AI try to work things out, explore philosophical concepts, connect to her creator, tell jokes, make mistakes. That's where the success lies. Not in the tech, but in the people watching. Hello. I'm back. How are you? If you want to continue the video, you know where to find it. Let's jump into the game. I don't have nearly enough desk space right now. I don't know what I did, but it is so full of junk. Probably because I filled it full of junk. Oh, that we can change that now. Whoa, look at that. That's exciting. I'm sorry. That's exciting stuff for me. I can now say 3,000 or 5,000. No, that's not reach, man. It's still exciting though. Okay. Video game incoming. Doodly doodly doo. A laptop base for Olaf in my coloring book. It's like need a desk. Tell my daughter, man. Go to a desk. What are you sitting on the couch for? You look miserable. Continue. Be hard if people are after you. I was 30 before I started my education as an IT supporter, with a family nagging me for not getting an education while everyone else became an engineer, lawyer, doctors, and so on. But I wanted to find something I would enjoy. Remember not what people advise you to, or what people say. You need to find what brings you joy in life. So you need to listen to people's advice, right? Like, you have blind spots, no question, right? You have blind spots. So that means that you shouldn't be just ignoring everybody, right? Don't follow your heart. It can get you in trouble. But there are going to be people who don't get it, and there are going to be people who are selfish, or people that are threatened by your success, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you can't just do what everybody else wants. And also, I told my kids, like, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life until I was 25 years old, man. So therefore, why would I put so much pressure on my 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old daughter, right? Or son, to figure themselves out if I couldn't figure myself out for that long? Like, I got 5 kills without dying, without noticing, playing around and listening to you speak about brain rot. That's funny. Do I have to redo that entire section? It's not going to make me do that whole section again, is it? What am I doing here? I just talked to you. Now I'm just confused. What? Where am I going? Let's try this again. All right, so I already went in there. Right, I already solved this problem. We require our kids that they are trying. If they don't like this job, try something else. Yeah, I 1000% agree. Yeah, like, if I'm not going to make you stay in that, whatever, that sport or that instrument or whatever, for all time. That would be crazy of me to do. But I also won't make it so that you are like able to do nothing. Like, I don't want you to do nothing. Well, then back here again. What? Am I lost or what? What the heck? Maybe I gotta go down. I don't know. No, can't go down. Hi.
The Ember was curious. Where did you wake up? I'm headed for the crossroads. It's not far, I think. I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place.
Okay. There we go. Nope.
The traveler said, "You sailed in here. Where's your boat? Friend, you need a boat. Go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back."
The builder? The builder, you say? Okay. Look at me, I found my way.
The stranger had blazed their own path.
Okay. Obviously, I need to pick you up. and put you over here.
Created their own rock, their own islands.
Puzzles, man. What are you gonna do? What? Hold on. That didn't work. Also, being 30 plus in class of mainly 17-year-olds is quite an interesting experience, but I've always been a people person. Where do I want to be? IT supporter. So I actually managed to. Yeah, dude. I 100%. 100%. I hang around folks that aren't like what I normally would hang around with all the time. Like, I am the granddaddy of like, I'm older than everybody in the Christian content creator, like almost everybody in the Christian content creator sphere. Just the way it is. I don't think I can climb the ladder with this on, though. Right? No. But it's great. Like, as long as you keep an open mind, your heart's in the right place, right? Oh, I know what I need to do. I think I know what I need to do.
They did not need Ember's kindness.
Aha, see? The story continued when I did that. No, no, no. Silly goose.
But still, Ember stayed.
The narrator will tell me what to do. He's smart.
Building a bridge, should it ever be needed.
Oh, look who's smart. He's the cat is likes the dog outside, loving to play fetch. Olaf will hear someone on the balcony and go running to the door to see if someone knocks. Oh, that's nice. Our dog won't stop barking when someone comes to the door, and I don't know why. Not door. Comes upstairs. Sorry. Like, I come upstairs, it's like, arr, 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 and I don't know what to do with him. Like, do you smack him? Do you give him a treat when he's quiet? Like, I literally don't know. But whatever we're doing isn't working.
The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence.
Okay. I saved a dude, but I don't think they got me anywhere. Nope. Well, that was almost worth doing. You told me to go into the caves. Can I go in the caves? I thought this cave was like a one-way trip. You taught Doggo to sit? You command the sit and reward that behavior. Eventually he'll sit in expectation. Oh! I will pass that on. This is definitely not where I need to be. Each reward the desired behavior. Oh, cool. Smart. Maybe I'm just too dumb for this. Is it face it another way? Face it the same way? That's definitely not it. See, there's two schools of thought. There we go, down here. I think I missed this part last time. There we go. Hello, giant frog.
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
Don't eat me, frog.
Its eyes were fixed on Ember, but it seemed to mean no harm. Was this the frog
keep that in
the
mind.
fisherman spoke of? Ember could hardly ignore the rumbling from the frog's belly.
You're gonna eat me.
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
Well, I found a cave. Well, blue guys point me at the cave. Didn't notice that before. Do 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 do. I think. Probably needed that. It didn't create a bridge, so there's really no point in me doing that. So I have been in here. I think I need to put the frog on that pedestal. How do I get to the pedestal? Oh, okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. I get it. Yeah, yeah. I think it's up. Okay. We'll go get the thing from the hole, from the cave over here. I think we gotta walk it somewhere. Boop. All right, up we go. Probably. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Do 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 do. Nope. That's not it either. Hi, you want this? No? Is that a no? I thought I'd be able to put it down. Nope. Okay, interesting. Maybe there's another frog somewhere. Because it, like that one I saw was on an angle. So if I go in here, my little frog, this isn't the same one. Like this is the frog that I need, and I gain nothing by not having it. But I did notice that up here there is a, like that path probably leads somewhere, right? There's probably a cave over here somewhere. But like, how do I get there? Clearly missing something. The environmental, or the environment is really cool. Oh, hold on. Nope. Dark Narbit. This game's actually harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a simple little puzzle game. And then all of a sudden, like, my brains are working at 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to figure out what the heck's going on. There's no cave, though, dude. How do I get down? There must be something I'm missing. Like, I can't climb with this thing, so therefore, the only place you can go is here. I thought I might need another one. I can't get in that cave. I can get in this other cave, though. Like, are you gonna eat me?
The frog stared at Embo, its belly rumbling.
Oh, it wants to eat something. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I need to get it something to eat. Probably. Maybe. Do you have anything to eat over here? Probably not. You got any food? I think I'm going back to the... Also think he's a human toddler. He eats his food wet with his paws. Oh, that's hilarious.
The old gate was locked.
Come here. But do I have a key? Hold on. I think that bird has a key.
The crow held its shining trophy tight.
All right, I'm coming to get you, Burb. Uh-oh. That's a long walk. No, not in the water. Dig, nirbit.
The cave entrance was overgrown with dry brambles.
The worst kind of brambles. But I can get a stick and I can go light the brambles. I'm so smart. Ha 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 ha. Caves. Sup, bruh? You look like you've been in a better place. Hi.
The
Fun.
stranger shivered in the cold.
Okay. Another one of these.
They'd moved through such dark places.
Push.
They lay down and closed their eyes.
Well, that was easy. Right? Give me a... I assume this is where I get my stick. What the heck? Maybe I need a stick. Stop, Jones! I go this way and it blows it out.
Warmth was a
Then I
distant
do this.
memory, stolen by the passing miles.
Ah ha 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 ha! Saving lives. One little dude at a time. Let's go. That's how you want to do it. Less work, more pay. Living the dream.
Blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep?
I don't know. Moving on. Oh, see? I knew there were super secret spy routes. Oh, hello. What are you?
The door was sealed shut.
None shall open it, or the dead keep it. All right. Where'd my secrets? I know there is one. Can I do anything?
The door was sealed shut.
Oh, yeah. It wants something. That's okay. Hello. Oh, no, my little guys all gather here. Oh, that's kind of adorable. I gotta go to that pond and get that key now. Okay, that's not a direction to go. Feel like I worked 12 hours. Well, see, that's where it falls apart, man. You did twice as much work in half as much time, but got the same amount of pay. I don't know if we came out ahead of the game or not. All right, over to the brambles. Take this, brambles. Lovely. I assume you need something on you.
Inside was a scrap of journal. The strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me.
Well, that's just depressing. Okay. It's very cute graphics, though. Come on, you gotta admit that. They're kind of adorable. All right, what's your deal?
The stranger whispered. Ever feel like you are being watched?
Yes. It's my job.
I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice.
90% of the time it is. Little sock ninjas? They shall be from now on. Little sock ninjas. I like that. I don't know if I'm ready for that adventure. Let's keep looking for that pond that they dropped the key in. Yeah.
The key was nestled between the reeds.
Ah, dang it.
But it was just out of reach.
1 out of 42 forgotten things. Oh, change item. All right. What?
It didn't seem like that would really help.
Okay, hold on. Let me try again.
The key was nestled between the reeds. But it was just out of reach.
Obviously, I don't need a piece of paper. That's the only thing I own. That's why. I thought it was rotating the paper. No, this is the only thing I'm holding is a scrap of paper. That would explain. Okay. Cool. That means I need a stick or something. Okay. What about you? You're a stick. Can I use the stick?
The key was nestled between the reeds.
Nope.
It was just out of reach.
No, I lost my stick. Okay, that wasn't it. Let's go down, I suppose. This reminds me of that game I played a long time ago where it was all about gears. What the heck was the name of that? It was the name of the person that makes gears.
Ever feel like you are being watched? I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice.
I like that game. We never finished it. Shocking, I know. Okay, cool. Aha. That on there. I think I'll get you. Ah, now he's in the other hole. Dang nabbit. Get back here. Ha.
The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape.
That was the plan.
As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp.
Worm shouldn't yelp. That was a very little yelp. I will agree. More of a squeak. Okay. I can't take this with me, I don't think. No. Okay. I got a worm now. Oh, I know what to do. I need to go give the worm to the fisherman. Probably. Let's try that. Fishermen love worms. Boy, if you're playing this game, buckle up. It's a long walk. Ooh, there's another little down. I can go down there. Okay, we'll have to remember that I can actually go down facing the camera from there. 3 different ways to exit. Fisherman, I got a present for you. Hey. Hey. Oh, wait. Am I supposed to feed it to the... Hold on. About your bait.
Poor little worms. They didn't ask to be here.
He feels bad for the worms.
How do you fish without them?
I don't know.
One for me, one for the fishes. Slurp 'em down.
Okay. He does not
If
want the
you
worm.
need help catching anything, you just ask.
I do need help catching something. The key.
You saw the frog? Did the frog mention me?
Yes, he said he doesn't like you.
You ask the frog about me. See what they say.
He says he didn't like you.
Actually, no. Just please don't tell the frog how much I talk about them.
I'm sensing a
If you
relationship
need help
here.
catching anything, you just ask.
I tried. You wouldn't respond properly. All right, I think I'm gonna go feed this frog a worm. Hey, frog.
The frog stared at Embo, its belly rumbling.
Show item. Got one. Want a worm? Oh, that was unfortunate. I got eaten too.
This was not how Embo had imagined the end.
I completely agree.
The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then,
Am I gonna get vomited up?
the frog
All right.
returned Ember's good deed by leading them to a lost forlorn.
Try to spread the gospel among people I hate. And then complain about it. Well, that's no good.
The stranger stood alone.
Yeah. Oh, I can get back. Oh, I didn't know that. I'd never tried before. Neat. However,
The stranger stood alone.
oh, I can push it in the
Their
water.
friends have fallen
All right.
aside,
Cool.
retreating from what came next. The stranger had ventured on.
I don't know if I was supposed to do that.
Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless.
I feel like that was I supposed to do that? Because all my things are in the water now. Did I? Am I good? Oh, good. That was easy. I think I was wildly overthinking that. I like your jacket way better than my jacket.
The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there.
Does good, bro. There it is. See? What do you got for me?
The Wanderer's Diary.
Nice.
Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice.
This journal is depressing. Say something nicer. Whoop. Go this way. Now where am I? Oh, hello. All right. Making progress.
The stranger spoke. You look hungry, friend. You bring any broth with you?
Broth. Like in my purse? No. I didn't bring my purse broth.
There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe.
Okay.
Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
Noted. That was delicious. You can't have any more. Rude. I'm stuck behind something. Wasn't supposed to do. All right. Not supposed to go that way. Good to know. Hi there. Can you eat me again? Oh, never mind. I think I'm supposed to leave this way. All right, cool. Down here. But I really do need the fisherman to fish me out something. Can I ask him to do that yet? Fisherman. I need you to give me a key, bro. Hey. About the fish. About your hat.
I chased old Blue Betty round this pond for years. Best days of my life catching that fish. Had to use myself as bait. Stuck on me head ever since.
That's dumb, but okay.
They say catching a fish isn't the point. So I tell myself that. I tell myself that a lot.
This guy is a bummer. Goodbye.
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
I would like help catching that key. Surely you're the one who's supposed to do it.
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
Uh-huh. All right, I guess we'll go back to the pond, or not the pond, to the fireplace. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. I think I just did a big circle again. I did. Yeah, we have to go all the way back. Ooh, that's new. I didn't come this way yet. I have come this way. Hello.
The traveler spoke. You ever had roast frog, friend?
No. I was once a frog's roast.
I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle.
Gross, but okay. What's up, dudes?
The stranger had been forgotten.
I'm almost certain I need to put this over here. Put pants down. That's what I need to do.
But no one heard them when they fell behind.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, that way. And then remove it. And then spin it. Which way are you guys supposed to face? I know I did this right. There you go. That was easy. The first puzzle I did was actually super hard. Which made me wonder if I was going to be a little too dumb for this game. Trying to remember the name of that other game. It only had 3 letters. I played it super early in my career.
Ember with surprise. Someone came back for me. Thank you.
And you almost made it to the campfire. I could see the campfire. It's not over there. You're welcome. I'm off to save more lives. That's what I do. Okay. There's no background music in this game sometimes. It's just quiet. And then it'll start a little bit. That's crazy. What's up, Axel? Good to see ya. Welcome to this. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. One more. Probably this way. I haven't gone this way yet. All right, man. Have a good nap. You earned it. That's a long way to walk. Is this the final boss? The final boss of puzzles? Oh, I need to put something on there for sure. Oh, this is where I was. This is like where I started. Okay, I shouldn't go this way. Did I? This is where, yeah, this is the very beginning of the game. Shall we just keep going and see if we can get to the end of the game by the beginning of the game? No, it doesn't let you do that, which is probably for the best. Do 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 do.
The path was blocked.
I guess I need to get the power of Thor's fist. Bash that thing out of the way. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to go work on my alerts, because if I've got people on YouTube doing cool stuff, I should probably, you know, make it so that it makes a noise. Okay. So that was not the way to go, and the reason for is because it was where I came from when I started. So I'm going to assume this thing is gotta be down here, right? Oh, it's this guy. Yeah, I need the key. He said, if I ever need anything fished out, to call him. So if I go over here...
Key was nestled between, but it was just out of reach. It didn't seem like that would really help.
So, yeah. How do I ask him to come get it? That's obviously what I need to do. Like, I'm certain that I ask the fisherman to do something for me, and then he does. And then I get the key. And that's going to be where the door opens when I get to go to the next level. I've given him what he needs. I dealt with his frog situation. I have talked to him endlessly. One cave I haven't gone into, though, is this one here. Like, I haven't actually gone in that big cave. I don't know if I can. Nope. Not that way. All right, my dude. How do I ask you to give me your fishing rod? You know? Okay. Goodbye.
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
How? All right, I'm gonna ask. I'm sorry, the internet needs to tell me. How to ask fishermen to get key in Ember.
If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
Okay. The Ember key. No, that's Torchlight. Okay, come on. How to get the keys? Fisherman's Tale. No, that's not even the right game either. Oh, Last Campfire. It's not called Ember. It's called Last Campfire. The Last Campfire. To get the key from the fisherman, you must first locate him by the pond. Complete the puzzle, The Sorrowful Soul. After finishing the puzzle, speak to him to have him fix your broken fishing net. Oh. Fishing net. I have to go get the fishing net? Is that what I...
If you need help catching anything, you just
really?
ask.
Hold on. I know where the fishing net is. It's in that cave. Complete the puzzle of the sorrow. I've completed all the puzzles except for one. The one that's inside of the jail. Otherwise, I'm good. Nope, can't go. Come on, brain with me. The key was need help catching. You can't. Yo, I have to ask him to fix the net. That's, yeah, I need him to fix the net, which is okay. Sure. This is not the way either. Dark Narbit. Is it just because I didn't walk over to that skull and get the net off his head? That's why. I just never thought to do that. Oh, golly. What happened? Okay. Well, for the love of Mike. All right, we'll use the emergency backup. Wild. Okay. Yeah, must have. Okay, we will go get back into the cave. I know. It's a far awayer, more far awayer cave. This way. At least I think it is. This place is hard to maneuver. Oh, cave. I'm looking for Joe. Aha! Let me guess. If I walk over to him, I'll get a prompt. That's so dumb. I just didn't walk close enough.
Ominously around the skeleton's neck.
I thought it was a decoration. I really did. All right, fine. Dang, silly Billy Willy. At least I know where to go. Guys, you're in the way. What the heck? Find somewhere else to be. Lob. Knob. Cob? It had an OB in it. Oh, that is super the wrong way. Okay. Hey there, bud. I need some help.
The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying.
Here you go. Fix it for me, bud.
Let me have a look. See what I can do. With a silk thread, the fisherman carefully knotted it together. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go. Good as new.
Woohoo! I got an achievement. You all right there, Ransom? If Ransom's having a stroke, I can't call. I'm sorry. And please don't be having a stroke. That would make me very sad. I'm like nervous right now. Say something, Ransom. There we go. YouTube's annoying. Still use the old one for typing. Okay. Good. Literally, dude, I thought you were having a stroke. Give me a heart attack. I'm like, I know. I remember. I think I have his phone number. I should call 911.
But it was just out of reach.
Woohoo! Okay, now we're talking. Prisoner. There we go. Hey, how you doing?
The old gate was locked.
I know, that's why I'm gonna put the key in it.
Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it.
Because we're in no hurry. Oh. You're saying trying to remember that other game. Oh, yeah. Hob. Hob. I don't know why I had tried every other letter. Yeah, Hob. No, this feels very much like that. You know, kind of top down. It had some environmental puzzles. That game was way pretty, though. This game is very cool looking, but that game was wild.
For breath.
All right, well, I'll do this then.
Dark water slipping above their head.
Oh, wow. Oh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Good thing the water didn't come back.
The sea didn't care if they sank or swam.
It's true. The sea does not care.
Slowly the tides ebbed,
Thank you for the
washing
follow.
over old walls.
It says just followed, but there's follow and then there's sub. You subscribed. I'm gonna have to go change my my little alerts because you didn't follow. You subscribed. Thank you for doing so. Whoops, hang on. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths.
By the way, frog. Do, 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 do.
Ember reached out a hand.
I wonder where all this water's going, and if, unfortunately, that poor fisherman is like, where's all the water in the pond? Why is it gone? There. I've cured your depression. Now go to the campfire party.
The stranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend.
Okay. Sure, you're still sitting there, though. Okay, we're set. Let's go, I think this way. Yep, I nailed it first try. I'm gonna go up here, and there's gonna be a door. Because I got all the peoples. Door, open, door, open, door, open.
The door was sealed shut.
Oh, alrighty. But I got all the dots, all the pips. The pips are happy.
The stranger said, take care of those you care about the most.
Huh? You don't say. Oh. Click the fire. Ooh. You're welcome, guys, but do not roast marshmallows.
The ghost said, you have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead.
Okay.
Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy.
Okay. Bummer.
The path to leave this place is blocked.
I know. I thought
I
that was
will
your
guide
job.
others to follow after you clear the way.
Clear the way? That door better open. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, good.
There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest.
Okay, but I'm never coming back. We're moving on forever. We're in the forest.
Once
I wonder
again,
what the next one will be.
Ember could feel eyes watching.
Hello. Hey, where are you going? Hey, come back! Wait, where did you go? How are you down there?
Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs.
Gross.
They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them.
I think Wanderer needs a friend. That's rough. Hello? Hello?
Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it was different.
Uh-oh.
They said, I know what I need to do. What I need to feel. I don't want to be helped. Ember
Indie games,
could
man.
not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
See? Indie games, man. They'll rip your heart out every time. I don't know if you guys remember playing a game called, Figment. Anybody remember playing Figment? I cried at the end of that game, man. Holy moly, did I cry at the end of that game. That was sad. You play indie games, expect to cry. They will be about depression. Do 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 do. Another jail. Some bros. Hey, what's up, bro? Your little bro.
Do you know where we are?
Not a clue.
I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh.
Marshmallow? Hey, bro. Can I put out your fire, turn it blue?
Travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know? Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again.
Do you have food? Flies?
The birds scare me, though.
Man, these guys have it rough. Bird! Hey, birds. How you doing? Wanna be friends?
The guard joked.
Oh,
Another
wow.
scrawny ember from the forest.
I'm way bigger than them.
And with a bag looking all nicely and shiny, both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare.
Uh-oh.
The guard leered. The Forest King would like you, little scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag.
Not much, bro. It's like 3 pieces of paper.
We guard the door to the Forest King. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king.
Can I see the king?
The Forest King will want to see you. Yes, yes, come this way.
I feel like you're gonna eat me. They're gonna eat me. All right. I was about to go left, but okay. Door shut. Should have went left first. I'm a real gamer. I know to go left first. I don't know why I didn't. Can I go this way? Oh, I can. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna try going left. Do 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 do.
Change your mind, little scruff? Don't keep the Forest King waiting.
I just want to see what's up and left.
We'll be watching you.
You do that. I'm just gonna go this way for a sec. Oh. Wasn't worth it. I'm going back to see the Forest King.
Change your mind, little scruff? Don't keep the Forest King waiting.
I won't. Open the door.
The Forest King will want...
I know.
Yes, yes, come this
I know.
way.
Yeah. Birds. So dumb.
A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember.
Yeah, that's very foreboding. Hello. How you doing? You look like that guy from the
Ember was
labyrinth.
terrified, but tried not to show it. The giant's bird spoke softly. Another little Ember. Speak, little one. Do not fear. The bird is a friend.
Sure.
Ember wanted to feel safe.
Don't hurt me. Good start.
Oh, little Ember. Birds won't hurt you. Birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest. You'll never turn forlorn. Ember was still afraid.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared.
Is it the night that scares you, little one?
No, you scare me, bro. Pretty. He has power over changing the sun? Yeah, no. We can't handle that.
See? Night is gone. Day is here.
He slipped something into my porridge.
Birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember.
I want to help others.
The bird was disappointed. Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn. Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end.
Ah, he's trying to allure me with pleasures. I say nay.
The Forest King spoke so gently to Ember. Perhaps they could rest here for a while.
Don't do it.
It was hard to know what else to say.
I've read Pilgrim's Progress. I know what happens when you stay in the little thing on the side of the road too long. What's that place called? Somewhere bad.
Clever little Ember. You will stay. You will not turn forlorn.
I will go pull that little chain over there is what I'm going to do.
Search for hope no more. Now take this feather.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for a feather, I guess.
Feather means Ember is one of us now.
Okay.
Birds keep little ones safe.
Thanks.
Birds should never leave the nest.
That's not true. Oh! Guess I won't be pulling out that chain. Cool. Do I live here now? Did I lose the game?
The guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you.
No.
Leave them alone. They're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things.
No. Can't have my bag.
The crossroads gate was locked.
Feels like it. I got a quill. Can I pick it with the quill? Let's see if that works.
It was worth trying, but it didn't fit in the lock.
Bummer. At least I didn't get, you are a big dumb stupid head, like last time.
The travelers had disappeared.
Yeah, where'd they go?
The campfire remained. The ashes were still warm.
Did you eat my
Cats
friends?
lay in the cinders.
They ate my friends. 100%. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I feel encouraged. Hello.
The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer.
What's down there?
Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn.
Oh, good. That's what my whole job.
Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight.
Already did. Here's my feather. Check it out, bro.
Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff.
First feather. Oh, wow. These dudes have been here for a while.
Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass.
Are you finally get to use the bathroom? Yeah, he's moving like he had to go pee. Do-do-do-do. Hi there.
The stranger leaned in. I know how crazy this sounds, but friend, those birds are really just embers, dressed up.
Mm-hmm. I know, I saw their eyeballs and their belly buttons. All right, down the hill. I don't know what the actual adventure is going to be.
Birds.
I did. I have no problem with it.
What choice did they have?
Yeah.
They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going.
I didn't rest at all. I was there for 5 minutes and you ate all my friends. Oh, I got a new... Pew. Nice. This is run. This is dash. That is not a big difference. Well, it's something, I guess. I guess we'll go this way.
Ember hurried away from the birds.
Get away from the birds.
The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than come like them.
Agreed.
Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on.
Hello. Would you like to help me and maybe
Travelers
move
seemed
on?
distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay.
Nope, they were eaten.
But it's been a while since. It's my fault.
No, bud. They were definitely eaten, whoever your friends are. That's some misty mist we got going on there. Okay. All right, cool. I got a map.
It looked like a map, but pieces were missing.
Neat. Yonk. Pick up a piece.
The
Can I
piece
rotate the
formed
piece?
a new route.
Yeah. Cool. So go back. I can't go back because I
The
moved
fog
the
was
piece.
so blinding, Ember was turned around.
Yes, that's what happened. For sure. This is going to be rough.
It was the same place as before. But how?
That's a good question. Okay. All right. Up and left, I guess. Oh, it's not though.
An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time.
It is creepy. I'm gonna go back. At least I know which way I can go. Hey, bud. Maybe... Okay, fine. The map. It's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map. Okay. Nope. Probably? No, maybe this. There we go. Maybe? I don't know. I can't rotate them. What if I go this way? Now can I get across? I can.
A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations.
Magically. Kind of cool, though. Cool. Oh,
The
I got
fog
spit
was
out.
so blinding, Ember was turned around.
Yep, he was. All right, so there's the map. I can't go forward anymore, right? It won't let me because that doesn't work. No? Okay. You got an angle. Now I can go forward, I guess.
Ember uncovered a journal entry. Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me. Soft melodies from home. The wild things listen. Yellow eyes in graying trees.
Nope, so creepy. Why can't he be like, today I had lunch, it was delicious. Why it's gotta be all sad and forlorn junk? Okay, cool. This is gonna be a long adventure if they're gonna make me go back for all these pieces. Alright, let's figure this one out. Hold on. So obviously, that... What? Hold on. What?
Gradually more of the map was revealed.
I did a thing. Can I go this way? Okay. Gore. Should be able to get all the way across. No. What? What? Oh, I got a piece.
Like the map
Lovely.
had been broken on purpose.
Okay. As if to keep people from doing something, because that something would be very dangerous and they ought not do it. You know? And yet here I am, like a little dingus, putting it all back together. Just asking for trouble, that's what I'm doing. Old lady, pick a piece. Oh, wow. All right, cool. I guess you can go this way. Yep. Cool. There we go up. I can go all the way across. Sup? Sure. Oh, wow. XRYURN. Shriran?
The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose?
Probably. I bet I gotta do that, and then I bet I gotta wind some stuff. This game really likes it when you have to walk 100 miles to do anything. Nope, still no. Nope, wait, that is I can go up that. One sec. Hello?
The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things I shouldn't have. And now I'm lost. And it's too late.
Come with me, buddy. Just follow me. I know I'm building a map. Come with me. No? All right, fine. Gort. I'm so smart. Pop. Melody Cave, the source of sadness. Oh, goody. Welcome to the source of sadness, everybody. Hey there, dude.
The skeleton looked peaceful.
Almost as though he had no sadness.
Held tightly in its hand was a red feather.
Can I have it? Can I have your feather?
The skeleton looked held tightly in its hand was a red feather.
I want 2 feathers. Well, I should definitely touch that. No question. A lanthorn. Secret instrument with the power to move the world. All right.
The statue spoke, just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn. The instrument you now hold has the power to move the world around you. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle.
Well, it took like 5 minutes for me to go get it, so he sucks. Hey, 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 now. I'm trapped forever? That's dumb. What's that? Oh. He pulls out the tuba. Oh. Oh, dip. Well, that's interesting. Can I do that if I'm on it?
The lanthorn began to glow.
Okay. I can. Go.
Hidden away was a scrap of journal.
Don't blow on that.
There are memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp.
All right, well. Return. Any unsaved progress will be lost. I assume that saved my progress, because I just got a really important thing. Okay, time to go back. Cool. Let us exit the game. How do I like it so far? I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. It's so I'm not much of a puzzle game guy. Like usually they get hard, like obviously it goes from easier to harder. And then I tend to get frustrated because I feel like I'm letting everybody down in stream by wandering around aimlessly like a goof. There you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody who donated the subs so that we could keep going for a little bit. Very, 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 very kind of you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's fun. It's chill. It's easy to do. It you know. Hopefully, other people are enjoying watching it. Yeah, sorry about that. I will turn that. I turned that down. I really did. Just now. Sorry about that. But we're gonna raid out. Tomorrow is Taco Tuesday. I'll find something taco-ish to taco about. Just a reminder that on Thursday I am on the podcast, the Rushmore podcast. So come say hi there. I did release another video on the YouTube channel, YouTube. Come celebrate with me. 2,000 subscribers on YouTube as of a couple days ago. So that's really exciting, and it's been a really neat time. It's been very cool to connect on to the swarm and have a chat. We are gonna raid out on Twitch anyway. We're gonna raid out, and we're going to go find ourselves someone to hang out with. I guess you guys can come say hello. Juniper Wood. Oh, we haven't raided Juniper. Cool. Let's do that. Come say hi. VTubers, man. Gotta love VTubers. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't leave me. Sorry, Duck. Too late. Shouldn't have slept in. Too bad. Oh, I waved and I didn't go. I'm gonna try again. I will wave once I've got all of them. Go. Okay, bye.